code will rock the scene. Podcasting legends living the dream. Metaverse Podcast, the place to be. Rocking out with Elf, Slack, and Swally. Every week a new episode. Join us in the Metaverse. Let's hit it explode. Let's hit explode. Dive deep into virtual reality with our dynamic duo, setting us free from CGI to holograms. We'll explore the possibilities are endless. Let's soar. Enter the metaverse where fantasies come alive. Rocking out with Elf, Slack, and Swally. Every week a new episode. Join us in the metaverse. Let's hit explode. The metaverse where fantasies come alive. Rocking out with Elf, Slack, and Swally. Every week a new episode. Join us in the metaverse. Let's hit explode. Let's hit explode. Let's hit explode.
What's up, everybody? Look who's back. Swarly Man 129 back in the house, ready to join us back in the neutral zone. We're reunited at last, finally.
1 week only. Well, I don't know about 1 week only. We'll see how things go. But as I've mentioned before, rather busy in IRL at the moment. But I'm kind of in the middle of, what do you call it? The eye in the storm sort of thing. So in the last few weeks, there's been a lot of traveling interstate to look for properties to buy, trying to get my house on the market, lots of work, trying to clean it up and turn the jungle into a garden. So I've been working pretty hard the last few weeks, but at the moment, everything's sort of done. We're waiting, I guess, for a buyer for our place. So, and then
Still
we
no
have
buyer?
Not yet, but it's only been on the market for less than a week, so we're not too stressed yet. Give it some time. But then we've got in-laws coming in from the UK in the next week or two, and then a wedding coming up in a couple of weeks, stuff like that. So I'm going to be pretty busy. So
Right.
I don't know how much I'm going to be around and what I can commit to over the next couple of months. So same with Ben's show. I can't commit to his last show at the moment because I don't know what I'm going to be doing. In fact, I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to do the show on the weekend, except for our open home was done early in the morning, which I literally finished half an hour before the show started. So that freed me up to do it.
Awesome.
So yeah, and obviously we've been doing a lot of work on the track, so I was keen to get on here and talk about the track and try and drum up a bit more
Yeah, we've been
understanding.
plugging away at that.
So,
Yeah.
have we got Happy joining us?
I meant to tell you, Happy's not joining us today. Not unless it's by some kind of miracle. He reached out to me. He's got some prior engagements that he's taking care of. What did he say? He's got something he's doing. Yeah, he's out on
That's right.
assignment. No, he's
I mean,
out.
as much as I wouldn't mind having a chat with him as well, I mean, at least it worked out well that I guess that I was able to join you on this week when he's not
Yeah, it was
available.
funny. Like right
So,
within like 2 minutes of you reaching out to me saying that, hey, I'll be able to join tonight. He reaches out to me and says, hey, I can't join tonight. I was like, oh shit, that worked out extremely well.
it's like that episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, I guess.
I have one friend that loses $20 and one friend that gains $20.
I don't watch enough Seinfeld to know exactly which one you're talking about.
Oh, the Seinfeld fans will know what I mean. Yeah. So where do you want to start tonight?
Well, let's talk about the track. Let's get right after the track. You want to
Okay.
share?
Yeah, why not? What are we doing? Share screen. I'm getting better at this. Entire window. We'll do this one. Look at my 45 tabs. I I did think of a positive of all these tabs. You can't really read what they are because there's so many and the writing's so small, so you can't see what I've got open.
Yeah.
Mostly, anyway. I mean, some of the symbols you can, but big deal. So, hey, look, even my block explorers in LA, as much as I hate LA, such a big city.
Right in the middle of Granada Hills,
I
the
sent it.
finest node in all of Upland, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, not like this stinky node down here. Where did I go past it? Did I?
Oh, you mean the gross one down south?
Full of criminals.
Yeah, full of just turds.
Sneaky little. Anyway.
Sneaky little levels.
There'll be more to come on that, hopefully sooner rather than later. But we all got to wait on Upland to approve stuff. So your track. So as we've been talking about, and we've seen the map assets before, but our mission to make the Vulgar Speedway very unvulgar, I guess. Kind of want to make it really cool.
Make it super cool, not grimy at all.
So there's not many properties for sale. So those that don't already have one, I mean there are a couple, but I think they're all at ridiculous prices. 100 grand's probably. It's more than I'll pay, but it's actually that's not on the track though, is it? No, it's not.
That one, well,
no, because the track comes down.
Oh yeah, you're right. That one's
goes up here and goes down here, so it's not on the track. That one's on the track though. Oh no, it's not because it comes down here.
Damn it.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Comes down here, so not too many. I'm still learning the track, people, so please forgive me. So far, there's only been one for sale on the track, isn't there?
Yeah, I think it's like ridiculously expensive too.
Yeah, that's clearly not a real sale. So we come up here, do we? So this street we come up?
Yeah, that one.
And then back down here.
And then Tennyson, yep.
And that's the finish. Yeah, so there's literally 2 properties for sale on the track, and neither of them are reasonable. So that's the cheapest one, 100 grand. So that's a barrier to entry, mind you.
Yeah,
it might pay for itself one day if you win more than once. Which
which
we'll talk about in a minute. All right, so the first step is to try and make it look cool. So as you can see, they're starting to pop up now. We've got the fencing coming up. So I tried to make, there's a lot of good fencing out there. I try to make my fences the best in Upland if that's possible. Nothing against any of the other fences, just I try to put some more detail and more effort into it and stuff. And I think it's come out as good as Upland can let you do it.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, I couldn't find one to make that gap work.
So a solution to that might be getting, instead of having one big one, we have some small ones that have lots of little gaps instead of one big gap. So we can work on that with people as it goes. But yeah, unfortunately, no property. If all properties are exactly the same size, it'd be easier to design for it. But it's not the case, so it is what it is.
Right.
So the whole idea is to have this all the way around the track, and if we can do that, I think it will look pretty cool.
Yeah, and anybody that is on the track, we're just going to give those to them for free. Well, it's going to be like one UpX a piece.
One UpX. So that's the cheapest I can make it. I can't make it less than one. Otherwise, if I could make it free, I would.
Right.
I'm not too worried about trying to sell these things for a profit or anything like that. That was never the intention. Maybe one day I might be able to do bulk sales to other track owners to fit out a whole track or something, but that's a long way down the track. And for that to happen, we're going to need some UI improvements for UGC people.
Right.
So I ain't moving 100,000 of these for a couple of bucks, that's for sure. But anyway, that's neither here or there. So so the track comes down. It comes down around here, and
comes down Van Gogh, takes a right on Goya, then through that alleyway, then they right on Lizette.
So past these properties, and this is where I've spent most of the time in the last probably few days trying to get people on board, and some map assets. As you can see, it's starting to fill out a bit. Mm-hmm. So Scory's done quite a bit, and this I'll highlight him a bit today because he's put a lot of time and effort in.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Stupid amount. So the track comes down here and then goes this way. So with the corners, we're trying to sort of just build it up so it comes around the corner a little bit. Just I don't know how it's going to look on the actual racetrack, but just
we could always go race on and take a look ourselves.
Yeah, I did earlier today just to get a bit of an idea, and it does look pretty cool. Do I even still have that?
Yeah, the picture you sent me was pretty cool.
I don't know what that is. Go away. Yeah, so that was the picture I took. So, and Scory's done even more work. So all this is all filled out now on Scory's
Oh
properties.
yeah.
So there's even more filled out, but like that's giving you a bit of a feel what it might look like in race, which I think looks pretty cool as well. Actually, came out probably better than I was expecting it to.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried about how it would look in race, but with
That looks
little
pretty good.
doesn't look too bad. So, and the high view, which is part of the thing I wanted to do, I wanted to be able to like look at it from above like this, and be able to see the clear outline of the racetrack, which it's not as clear as I'd hoped. It's not as good as I'd hoped it would be, but I think once you start getting more, and you can see with Scory's, all these buildings, it's starting to come out, starting to fill out. So, whilst it's not as clear and as obvious as I was hoping it would be, it's still there. You can still see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it will still be pretty obvious to people when they sort of zoom into Granada Hills that there's a racetrack here, rather than just blindly. So yeah, I think we're well and truly on track to make this the best racetrack in Upland.
I think so. Yeah, and I'm currently in the process of just checking with people to see if they want to be part of the ownership group, so I could submit my application for the URL. I need 40% of the track to meet the minimum qualification. So I think I'm at, like, from just a few people I've talked to, probably 30%, but there's still more.
Scory would be close to that on his own, wouldn't he?
Well, let me look. I'm pretty sure I talked to Scory a while back. I have them marked on my spreadsheet that
most of these green ones that aren't my dark blue properties are Scory.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not all. So Jermaine's obviously he's been helping out and doing a few today. So
yeah,
their Scory again. So I've had quite a few people hit me up for it, which has been really good. Just problem is the demand's too high for my ability to mint these things. I've only got one factory. It's a large factory, so with 25 sparks staked in it, so it's pumping out, I think, more than one an hour, but it still takes time to mint them all. So we're getting there. So we'll talk a bit more about the competition and the giveaways and stuff like that in a minute.
Get your cursor off my little property there. Get it off. Move your cursor. Get off my little microhouse.
Scory did have a and I won't show the comment online, but Scory did have a little comment about, and to be fair to Scory, I'll even read my reply.
Was he talking shit or what?
Maybe.
Hold on 1 second. You do that. I got a little guest behind me real quick.
I'm trying to find the comment. There you go. By the way, we need to get Elslack to knock down that micro house and build an apartment there. He's letting the street down. So he's referring to this property. Yes, there's a whole heap of huge apartment buildings, including the unique apartment building that I built. And then you got this.
You don't like my little tiny structure right there?
No, we don't.
I don't like it either. I'm gonna get rid of it. Don't worry. Don't you guys worry. I'm gonna demolish it. You know what? Nope, I'm not gonna demolish it yet. Wait, yes, I will demolish it right now.
No, don't do it right now. It's part of
you're talking shit. I'm gonna get rid of it.
It's not a harvest season ornament, is it?
It's not. Season. That's why I'm gonna do it now. You guys talking shit?
And it's in the way where you put the fences anyway. So yeah,
let's see if it goes away in real time.
It takes like 3 minutes, so it will. Keep forgetting I'm sharing.
Don't tell me what it does. Don't tell me how long it takes. Okay, here you go.
So we've got some difficult properties here, like on the corner. But, this is HA 730.
Demolish.
He owns half of Granada Hills, from what I see. He's some sort of tycoon.
Who
Granada
does?
Hills. HA 730. So he's done a fantastic job filling in those ones on the corners. Corners make it a little bit harder. And then Scory over here again, just doing fantastic effort. Unfortunate the way the property fits here, but he's
The
chucked in
hell,
a
I didn't even
URL.
notice that. That's a weird one.
Yeah, so it's kind of exactly what you don't see on a racetrack. In fact, you'd actually see the opposite on a racetrack. I know the Australian racetracks, the street circuits, when they have runoffs like this, they'll be racing down this way, so there's no way of hitting a solid wall. If they hit
Yeah.
the wall, they'll slide off across here. So it is like the exact opposite because the racetrack actually goes this way. That
Oh,
would
Lord.
be a big issue for an actual real racetrack.
Yeah. Levan's got that property on the corner that it needs to get demolished.
So he's going to do the same. We've been having words there. So Levan's got to be part of the leadership group, so he needs to set the way. And
I
it's
know.
not just you guys with your micro houses that need to demolish them, because as we mentioned, as we keep following the track around and coming back up this way, so we're starting to move into the grey section now, the grey and white section. So we've got some properties starting to fill out. Who is this? Happy MF. Yep, he hit me up the other day and we got him some stuff. Who's this with all the ninjas there? JT.
What the fuck? Go back to that real quick. Is that JP?
Yep.
What's the fuck? JP. JP is a fellow. I don't even know what the fuck we are. Salemite. He lives in the same city I do, and he's on the fucking Hyde Ninja side. Oh, me and JP are gonna have some words, probably over a beer, but we're gonna have some words.
So talking about knocking buildings down, I'll get around to it. I'm not going to do it in a hurry, but this
I'm not knocking down that one though.
you in your
That
little
one's
fucking no, that should be a townhouse. Put a normal townhouse there.
Fuck no. That thing looks sexy as hell. It's a beautiful little house. It deserves to stay.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, so this unfortunately is mine, and I'm going to have to knock it down because I cannot put any fences out the front of it.
That sucks. Can you
Because of the footprint of it, I cannot put.
move it back at all?
You can't. No, we can't rebuild it now because it was a limited time structure.
Oh no.
So I mean, I've got two luckily. So I did do two on the track.
Okay.
Obviously, I didn't know I was going to do the fences at the time I built this, and the amount of hours and stuff. I'm like, could have been better spent elsewhere.
Oh wait, I might have to move that one too. It might be too close.
No, you might not have as much of a footprint. So we'll see.
What's up, trees?
So you might be.
Yeah, I
Right.
might be okay.
You've got one there. You could always test and see, but anyway, so moving along the tracks, I think we come up here and what we turn left here. So still lots and lots. So I think you said there's roughly 200 properties on the track.
209. Let me double check that number.
Well, it doesn't matter exactly. So I'm working on the theory of say 200.
209. Yep.
Because I don't think we'll ever get to 100% compliance with people.
No. I need to try to buy some people out is what I need to do because there's a couple like I
Is this
reached out to.
Has SC got track property? What?
So yeah, he does. He's only got that one right there as a track property.
Is the enemy going to play ball? And
No, he
defensive?
is. He's gonna do it. I already reached out to him. He said he's gonna do it. He'll probably put his people
behind it.
behind it, but he'll do it. And I'm gonna have to move my fence. My
Well, the
wall
jail,
right
the
there.
jail's going to have to get relocated. But I have, maybe we can build a bigger and better one somewhere. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll think about that one and see what we can do. Maybe with the capacity of this small jail has been overrun, I think. So I think we need to
Do I need to move my ninjas to a bigger, more secure facility?
Yeah, I think we might need to, but we'll work on that. We'll put our heads together later over a beer or something. And we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the numbers are, how many properties are done so far out of the 200. I suspect it's probably only about 20 or 30, so maybe 10% or so.
And I haven't even finished all mine yet because I've been waiting on, and I don't mind waiting a while on the other two colors that I have to put on.
I think I've done most of mine. I've only got 6, I think, anyway. So I did have 8, but I gave a couple away.
I probably gave away like 4 or 5.
Oh, I've done them all except this one that I have to knock down. So
Yeah, that one stings a little bit.
that stings a lot bit. But if I can knock this down for the track, and it's for the track, it's not for me. It's no argument for anyone else that has to also do the same. And I was thinking that we should try and do some sort of, not so much a spark train like other nodes try and do, but just if someone does have to knock a build down to rebuild, not so much me because I've got plenty of spark to do it myself, but for other people, if there are other people on that boat that need to move their structure because it's just too close, maybe we can get together and I'll certainly throw in some spark and help people to rebuild. I'm just trying to see if there's any that sort of spring to mind. It doesn't really seem.
Let me see if my property has knocked itself down yet.
Doesn't seem to be a lot. I've lost track. Oh, here we go. Your property is this one here. It should be gone by now. It's been more than 3 minutes.
Yep.
Look at that.
Gone.
So now you can build something decent there. I would argue that it's an apartment, but it seems to be the apartment lane or something at the moment. Although I've ruined it a bit with this structure that I'm building.
Well, I just recently started a whole bunch of building properties. So I need to take a little bit off. How much is it? What's the minimum for an apartment? I'll go throw up a
400.
Is it okay?
Yeah, so I'm not saying any real obvious ones that have to be moved. Oh, this one could be a problem. I think there's a Caesar too. I think I was looking at it earlier. Yep, Caesar.
I have not heard back from Caesar. He was pretty active a while back, but I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, he's a little bit MIA of late, so I haven't even seen him much activity on streams and stuff like that. So I wonder if he's just been a bit busy in IRL or something.
Probably, but I would really like to get in touch with him at least. See if I can.
This one's going to be a problem, I think. And that's like mine, it stings a lot. That stings a bit.
Yeah, you might as well just do it now and just, get it over with. Just rip the Band-Aid off right now.
So obviously, Leban needs to do that, but it's only a micro house. I think we're looking, other than Caesar. So Caesar and I both got one of those unique builds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's where the track goes. I'll track goes live here.
All right, let's build.
This one could be close, actually. Who's on that Cape Madman? Well, he's on board, so we know no dramas there. It's close.
That one won't fit. Will this one fit?
You might need to that one, Mr. Cape Madman, because that might be tight.
I don't think I've ever built a luxury ranch house yet, so maybe I should just build that on there.
I'll keep doing that.
That'll look nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's better than a micro house. All right, so let's go to. Let me share this. So
I hit the wrong button.
So as part of this track, and we spoke about it before about doing prizes and stuff like that. So I don't know if you can read that very well.
I cannot read it that well. So if you don't mind going for it, that'd be awesome.
I'm not going to read it verbatim, but I'm just going to put it on the screen so people can see it. So we've got some sort of documentation, or this is what we're going to try and do. So I'm pledging to, at least for 6 months. I'll commit to 6 months at the moment. It might be longer. We'll see how things go. See what next year's doing with Upland and how busy people get and stuff like that. But I mean, I think once the track's done, it's just a matter of maintaining it. So part of maintaining it and incentive for people to maintain it is to keep the competition going. But we'll see. I'm not putting a definite end date or anything like that on it. But starting from January, so we've given everyone probably about 6-8 weeks to a bit longer to get in touch with me, get their map assets to put along the fence, put the fence along the track. So it's not going to start till the end of January. So I would pledge to give 100,000 up to a maximum of 100,000 UpX per month to one lucky track property owner who has complied with the fence and stuff like that. But I haven't made it as simple as we'll just draw one person out of the hat and they get 100 grand or anything like that. We've made it a little bit more, hopefully incentivized to try and help build the track up more, to have more structures on the track, and not just crappy little micro structures like, you know, the band, like Elslake just had. We want to try and, you know, build it up really well and have some decent sized structures.
Make it look real purty.
Yeah, so try and so not just the fence, but trying to have some decent structures all around, build up all the way around it as much as we can as well. We're not trying to go for any staking records or anything like that. But yeah, we'll see what we can do there. So, all right. So to be eligible, all you need to do is own a trackside property. So there's roughly 209, as Elslake just said, of which there's 2 possibly for sale at the moment. And I don't suspect that that's going to change much. That's kind of almost. I mean, there's plenty that don't have anything built on or anything at the moment. So maybe you can try and hit up some people that don't seem to be so active and maybe try and get them to swap hands. That'd be fantastic for us as a community to get them all into active players' hands. But I don't know. That's up to you guys to try and figure that out, I guess. Yeah, if someone wants to try and flip their property to me, if it's not at a stupid price, I'll definitely consider it. Anyway, so there's roughly 209 eligible properties for this giveaway. So to be eligible, all you need to do is get the fencing off myself or via Elslake. So it has to be the fencing that I've made that I've just shown you, not other people's fencing. We want to get it all consistent in the same fencing all the way around. So that's why I put in there that provided by. Yeah, so just trying to be a little bit specific about that. And then once you've done that, all you need to do is not do anything else. In other words, don't move them, don't take them away, don't remove them off your property, and then you'll stay eligible. So for as long as we run this for. So as I said, I'm doing it as a minimum of 6 months. End date, no idea. We'll have to play it by ear and see how things are going. If it gets to the point that you do want to leave or not be part of it anymore, perhaps hit up us first and let us know that you want to sell out, because you'll have to move all your assets off there anyway to sell a property. Fortunately, Upland doesn't allow you to sell an asset at the moment with or what do you call it, a property with map assets on it. So, and hopefully they do that, change that one day, which would be awesome. But at the moment they don't. So, so if you do want to, you know, not be part of it anymore or part of Upland or anything like that, just hit us up and we'll give you a fair price. We're not going to, you know, pay $4 million.
Yeah, please hit us up.
Because and it's not about me wanting to own the most properties. I really don't care. As long as I'd be happy to have every single 209 different owners of these properties all active and part of the community. That would be my dream.
Absolutely.
But as long as they're all active and part of it, that's all we want. So, and again, you don't have to be super active. Once we get it done, like, there's not much more you do other than hopefully race it from time to time.
Yeah, and if we get sanctioned by the URL, then there'll be races on there. And if you want to be a part of the ownership group, this is right in line with that, then you'll get kickbacks from the track. I'll be doing revenue sharing with anybody who opts in to be part of the ownership group of the track.
All right, so how does the prize structure work for each month? So basically, out of the 209 properties, so basically worked on 200. I know we're probably never going to get 100% compliance with people. It'd be nice, but probably not going to happen. So out of the 200, and I don't care whether it's one of those huge properties or just a standard small property, a property is a property. So if you've complied and you put, 6 fence pieces on there, or you complied and put 30 cents, it doesn't matter. They don't cost you anything other than the 1 UpX to buy each one. But that's basically one entry into the draw. So if you own 10 properties and they're all fenced off, well, then you have 10 entries each month into the draw. So for Scory, he'll end up with probably 15, 20 entries. I don't know how many he's got all up, but it's a lot.
I can tell you exactly how many he has.
It's a lot. So, and he's been pretty active on getting all the fences out there. So I'm trying to hit up the people that are the more active at the moment just to get it started, and hopefully other people will start seeing what we're doing and want to be part of it too. That's the thought process. So
It's got 13 props.
13 props. It's not a bad little. So anyway, so he's done most of those already. So
Yeah, he says he's only got 3 more to go.
yeah, I think from memory, I need to send. I have so many conversations with so many people. I keep forgetting what I need to do, which is so frustrating. So basically, for every property that does comply with the fencing, it's going to be worth 250 UPEX per property. So if there's by the end of January, there's by the day we do that show, if there's 100 properties that are fenced off, well then obviously it's 100 times 250 or 25,000 UPEX in the prize pool. But wait, you said there's going to be 100,000. Well, that's the possible total. So we've only got 100 properties out of the 200. Well, then we're only going to get halfway to that anyway. So basically, it's an incentive for people to keep working together to get closer to having 100% or 200 properties fenced. So a single winner. So how that'll work, I'm hoping we can just somehow have a list of the properties that have complied with the fence, and we can just chuck that on a wheel, spin it, whichever property comes up, we can click on it, have a look at it, see who owns it, they're the winner. But there will be some bonuses that go with it to get you from, say, maximum 50,000 UPEX all the way up to 100,000 UPEX. So one is a structure boost. So if that property has a completed structure on it, then you get an extra 15%. So micro houses count. You'll get an extra 15% if you build a micro house. Or if you have a bigger property, size bonus, in other words, you have an apartment building instead of a micro house, then you'll get a 30% boost. So I've tried to word it in the sense that, so LSAC's example that we just showed, where he's had a micro house and he's knocked that down now. So that would have been eligible for the 15%. He's now building a luxury home. It's not the biggest he could build, but it's definitely a decent property. So that would then, because he has built something that is obviously a lot more, what's the right word? Pleasing on the eye, and a bit more contributing to the whole neighborhood.
Aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. So more of a judgment field, because we're not going to go, Mark, you put a small townhouse in, you probably could have fit a normal townhouse. So we're not going to be that harsh. If your structure or your property is only big enough, and I don't think there is any that fit in this category, but if it happens to be that you own a property that only can fit in a micro house, well, then that's the biggest that you can build, and therefore you'd fit into this category. I don't know if that's the case, but there certainly might be the case for some small townhouses.
Like that.
Yeah.
On here.
So there might be some that only fit a small townhouse or something. If that's the case, well then so be it. And that's the biggest you can build. You'll be eligible for 30% instead of the 15%. So it's not both; it's one or the other. So if you've got a structure on it, it's either a crappy small one. So if you've got a huge property and it's got a small townhouse, to me it's not good enough. In the sense of you could have built bigger, but within reason. So it's not going to be like a red and black and white sort of scenario. But all right, so that's potential extra 30%. And if your home address is set to attract property, which obviously helps Granada Hills as a node in itself as well. Now, this is the catch, though. It can only be one, can't it? So you might have 12 properties, Scory, but you can only set your home address at one. Which one you might win, but which one is it that's going to be? So that's an additional 20%. So if you had a property, so one of Scory's apartment buildings, and also has the home address set to it, which is easier said than done, because I know there's a lot of nodes out there and people are chopping and changing and helping out. Like I'm in Bella Rose at the moment. I was in Evergreen last season. I'm probably going to be in Cosme Velo next season. So we're all over the place. So I get that this one's a little bit harder to do, but just it was more an incentive to help out Granada Hills as a whole for the extra 20. So if, say, there's 100 properties all up with fences, that would give us a prize pool of 25,000. And then if you had a Scory situation, if you had the apartment building plus the home set there, well, then you end up with another 30% and 20. Actually, I've done that wrong, haven't I?
I don't think it's right. 20%
No,
plus.
because I wanted it to double, so I've done that wrong. So I wanted the 25,000 to double to 50,000. So therefore, the 50,000 for the maximum would double to 100,000. So I've done that wrong. Because that would be 50% combined, which should be more than 100%. Anyway, we'll reword that later on. So I only did this morning, so my head's Still trying to get my head around
You got a
it. But,
lot going on. You're planning a wedding and moving and all the things. So I think we can let this one slide.
yeah, so I might have to rejig these boost bonuses because they're not high enough. They need to be much higher. The whole idea is if you tick both of these boxes as well, then you'd get the maximum prize possible for that month, which is still dependent on how many people out of the 200 have participated,
Right.
which that you can't control, but nothing to stop you from, knocking on your neighbour's door and going, "Hey, bud, let's stick your fences up."
Yeah, because it only benefits you as a trackside owner.
I mean, it helps your prize will go up, but then obviously it reduces your chances of winning. So it's a catch-22.
Well, yeah, there's that. unless you can buy it off of them, then it helps your chances.
So anyway, so again, so the fences are at 1 apex. So I've got 3 showrooms. Elslack has got 1 showroom. Where's your showroom? That's in Nashville.
It's in Kansas City. I'm currently building one in LA right now.
All right. So basically, if you're hitting me up directly to get these map assets, the easiest way, obviously, because you need multiples, for me to list in one of these 3 showrooms. Most people have been collecting from LA, but obviously I've got Queens and Chicago if that suits you better. So yeah, hit me up if you're ready to do it. Hit me up, and I'll try and put you on the list depending on what color you need. Black and red at the moment. It's a bit of a backlog.
Well, I have those. If anybody needs black and red, they can hit me up and I'll get them to them.
So I did have a bunch of them. They've been all over sent over to Elslack. I've been working hard on orange, yellow, and green. So as you saw with Scory's taken most of those off me, but a few others have gone out. And I'm going to do a big batch of grey and white next. So I've already got a list of people that wanting them. So hopefully we can try and squeeze a few of those out over the next few weeks. So look, the first prize pool isn't going to be until the end of January. So there's plenty of time for people. So don't stress if you haven't got, and you have to wait for your track fencing at the moment, because I can only mint them so fast, and if Upland come in at some point with their spark rebalance, that could throw a spanner in the works too, and probably slow me down with creating stuff as well. So if they increase the cost of spark to mint stuff, as I suspect they will. We'll have to see how much they do that by, but I might go from minting 1 track fence per hour to maybe every 1.5 to 2 hours or something. I don't know. We'll have to wait.
I don't think it'll be a big jump.
Well, the overall spark increase best part of 4x. So I would expect at some point that the cost of building stuff would increase 4x to what we're currently agreeing. But as I said on Bench the other day, I really hope that even if Upland do have that view in mind of getting to something like 4x or even like a 2 to 3x, that they do that kind of like the Fed does with the interest rates and just do it a bit at a time, maybe increase it by a small percent each quarter, or I think they said they want to do it every quarter. So each quarter, just keep slowly increasing it up until it sort of gets in line. Because if they do it all in one hit, it's just going to be a massive sticker shock and it's going to put a lot of people off.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot of butt hurt happening.
And upset people. So we'll have to wait and see how all that unfolds. It's got to happen. I mean, it'll help. In the long term, it will help the demand for Spark, but
for sure,
people will want and need more of it. But yeah, they just got to do it smart. Same as the
it'll
interest
be a
rates.
net positive.
Yeah, the interest rates need to go up from 3% to 6%, but they don't do it in one hit. They do it over 12 months, 18-month period. So I'd like to think that Upland will do something similar, but who knows? Who knows what Upland plan?
Yeah.
Anyway, so like I said, this best part of 2 months to get your map assets, the track fencing, and put them on the property. So don't stress if you're on the
I've only really started hitting people up about this about a few days ago, I think. So after I got my Extra Life stuff done, I committed myself to this process next, and so this is where we're at, working on the racetrack and getting it all URL ready.
So you got some people are going to take a lot of work, like I don't know who this person is, but to put fencing all around this. And actually, this is one of the unfortunate things. As nice as Granada Hills is, we know that all these corners are all rounded corners.
Yeah.
And that kind of looks cool at the map when you look at it, but when you go look at other areas, and I haven't done this before, so I'll see if Makes a liar out of me.
Liar.
Yeah.
They're all rounded.
Maybe that's the way the footprint works, because when you look at it, it kind of looks like the corner pieces will work nicely, but maybe it's an LA thing. Maybe it's a full upland. I've never really paid that much attention. Because when we look at, like, I'll show you so this is what a corner piece looks like, and you look at that and you think, oh yeah, that'll just drag into the corner and look really nice, just sitting smack bang flush in the corner. Problem is that's not how upland do their footprint. The footprint comes out like a big square on both of the corner, so you can't actually stick the corner in the corner. It would work perfectly if the corner was square, but the corner is not square. So because it's rounded, you can't stick the corner in the corner. I can stick it in this corner, it would look perfect, but I can't stick it in that corner. And unless they change the way they do the footprint so it actually resembles the shape of the object that you're working with, the corners aren't going to work too well, which means we're going to need to work on the corners looking more like what we've done over here, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So that seems to be the best workaround, is just do the corners like that. And even in race, it looks a little bit, but there's not much more.
It is what it is. You work with what you're given.
So it's not the worst result. So you can use but that's just a bunch of little ones sort of going around the corner. So it's not horrible, but I don't like it. But I even to go back to the drawing board and create a new thing, I don't know how I could make that better. I don't think you can with the way the footprint works.
Right.
So so that's about all I've got for the track. So unless I've been watching chat, if there's been any questions or anything.
No, not at the moment. It doesn't look like.
You've built the ranch house the wrong way. As it only fits that way, does it?
Yeah, it only fits that way.
That's cool. It's better than a micro house anyway. Although they're harder to get structural ornaments for. That's the only problem.
Well, I was looking. I was like, well, I also need more. I've never built one before, so I figured, fuck it, why not? We'll build. We'll build one so I can get one more towards my total of 30 for the badge.
Maybe we can add in, and this is going to be a disadvantage. I'm just thinking out loud here. It's going to be a disadvantage for people like myself with this structure here. If we add into the multiplier for the bonus to have a current season structural ornament. So again, I say current season because that helps the node. So maybe we have one just for a structural ornament, and then an additional bonus or a bigger bonus if it's a current season structural ornament. Now, if you choose to change it or not each season, it's up to you. At least once a year, it's going to be the right season.
Even if you don't change it, it's still going to look cool. Like, as you see,
that's
different types of buildings.
Again, I'm just trying to think out loud for that bonus to get up to 100. Because I want that bonus to be 100, so you're doubling the potential reward pool. So maybe a structural ornament for a small bonus, and then a bigger bonus if it's the current season structural ornament. So you get both helping the track and Granada Hills as a whole.
Right.
And staying in front of those pesky Hyde Park Terrians.
We gotta stay on top, stay ahead, always ahead.
I think this will definitely help us do that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Adding a bunch of map assets in Granada Hills.
And I did hit them up to see if they wanted to be part of this pilot project, and KO was keen initially, but then he went a different way, and I'm like, okay, no drama, because it was going to be a lot of work, so I wasn't I wasn't set at all. But they were after an orange and black version, so I guess similar to your red and black, but just orange and black instead. And I was going to make it, which I didn't end up doing. I was going to make it anyway, and then I didn't get around to it. It was just so much work making what I did. And having to do it twice, long story, won't get into it, but it was, by the time I'd done it all the second time, I was like, yeah, I'm not in a hurry to make any more of these. So anyway, so that's so as you can see, it's coming along, but we're at early days. We're literally a few days into this now, so we're getting this sort of response already.
Making progress.
Hopefully we can start getting more people on board. Some people are quite easy. There's a lot of active people in the community, but
there's definitely some people that are not. active. Like I've reached out to a bunch of people. Well, every single person on the track, and I've only gotten a few that have gotten back to me. Well, a few in comparison. I mean, I've sent a lot your way, but
Yes. We need to reach out to Caesar and see what Caesar's up to.
yeah,
That name. Yeah, so anyway, that's enough of the track for the time being. So
yeah.
we'll work on it. So hopefully we can get that over 50% at least
Mhm.
by January, so we can start making the prize pool a decent prize pool.
And is it Ozias, the one you were just looking at? I reached out to him, and he's just busy at the moment, but he's gonna get on it here real soon.
That's good because I can't have all 200 people hitting me up at once, so I can't have
Yeah.
everybody come to me at once. So if people are keen, but just now's not the right time, let us know so we can keep you on the back burner. And once we get other people under control, maybe we can revisit you and your property. Again, we've got 2 months to get everybody, as many people as we can, sort of on board. So
Right.
hopefully by January, we've got the vast majority of people that are super keen getting done. Catch you later, Scotty. So, and then hopefully we're not in the situation where people are missing out because they want to get involved, but we just haven't been able to keep up with supply. But I mean, I guess that'd be a good problem to have at the same time.
It would
So-
be a good problem to have, yeah.
We'll cross that bridge at a time. So we'll talk to some community members that have already been helpful and see what ways we can track this and keep a record of what people are doing. But yeah, I mean, there's been multiple people helping out with this. It's not just Elslack and I. There's been lots of people in the background helping and giving us good help and advice and information and stuff like that. So everything's very appreciated.
Yeah. I'm going to share the picture I got from one of those people that were helping. Let me find it real fast.
You're talking. I can do that straight away if you want, but
Oh, if you got it, yeah, do it.
yeah, of course I do. I just
yeah, Cape Madman has been a massive help, and he made this very easy to look at kind of representation of what we're doing with the little what do they call it? A key as well.
All right, yeah. So he sent that through to me, and I was like, I can see people going grey and getting confused as to which color they wanted. So I asked him to make key just to make it even clearer for people. And he did. I'm thinking he could just write the words on it, and not only did he not just write the words on it, he bloody put pictures and everything. So if you get confused now as to what color your property and what color fence it should be on there, I don't know what to say because I don't think he could make it any simpler if he tried.
No, yeah, it's clear as day now.
So I'm looking at
this highlighted all the properties that are on the track. I mean, he did
almost, given that you sort of come up here, you probably don't see that one actually. I'm trying to work out whether that one should count as a track property.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think in the race, I don't think you're going to see it. But
the only time you might see it is at the very beginning when they have all the cars lined up, and it just goes straight back.
Yeah, maybe. Well, if that's the case, if we can definitely see a start of the fencing, maybe whoever that is, we might need to include them in the track properties.
Yeah, we might.
So, but looking at that, I mean, he's done a fantastic job creating this map, and
yeah, he's so good at this.
Amongst a million other things that he's done. So,
yeah, this is just one aspect. He's been very helpful. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now.
I'm wondering too, because you can have larger structures in the background. So all these properties, like especially on the inside of the track, aren't track properties, but sort of definitely within the track, and there's a couple of unminted ones.
Yeah,
if we don't do something for them as well, like have maybe a different draw.
I've thought about that because you can see them in the foreground, but I don't want to. We'll work on one thing at a time. I would love to fill that in.
One thing at a time. I don't have the time or the logistics to monitor that. I mean, Cape Madman, I'm not putting you on the spot here, but if you do have the time and the ability to figure that out, and maybe the row behind each side of the track properties and people that put up, say, an apartment building on those ones, I think pretty much all of them would fit an apartment almost.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have a separate draw of an X amount, I don't know what, or some sort of prize each month as well, just for that, just to help A, Granada Hills, and B, the track itself.
Mhm.
Because I'd love to see, the track just absolutely dominated by oops, I didn't mean to be showing that. That was mad. Okay, man and all his hard work. Yeah. Hats off to him. Absolutely brilliant effort he's put in.
Right. Yeah, he's already offered me some help with just getting the track looking a little bit better, some suggestions on reaching out to Upland and fixing a couple things that he noticed. And I was like, oh man, yeah, we need to talk more about this, but I just haven't not had the
Get the maintenance crew on it. Yeah, Upland are actually pretty good at that sort of stuff. If you say there's a glitch or an issue or something, they usually are pretty good at fixing that. So if you want to get in the URL, it probably wouldn't hurt to try and make it as pristine as possible.
Mhm.
But that's just my thoughts. So, but yeah, if he's all on top of that and giving you the points, yeah, I'd be getting on top of that and getting.
Yeah, 100%.
There's some areas where I'll sort of give Upland a little bit backhander, but in some areas they are really good. Their support and their maintenance for most things, whilst things fuck up in the first place, which is annoying in itself, they do usually get on top of them pretty quick. So if there is an issue or a glitch or a map asset or something, or structural element that you can't move, hit them up to support, and usually within a day or two they have it fixed. And as annoying as it is, they'll get on top of it and get it sorted. So
yeah, they sorted out the issue with the map assets you have sitting on your property that are mine. Do you want me to go pick up?
No. That's a good. This is a good example actually of now that you mention it. I'll share.
Because Laban had this similar problem, and he had to reach out to support, and then he's like, "Yep, just come pick him up."
It seems to be happening more and more these days, and I have a suspicion that it's connected to structural ornaments. When you try and move any map asset to a property that has structural ornaments in it, it kind of causes a bit of a clash in some sort of, I don't know, Uplands programming or something. Now, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Hang on, what am I doing? That's not.
I have no idea what you're doing.
Totally wrong about that, but that's my best guess as to what's going on. That when you try and move something to a place that has a structural ornament on it, so all you need to do is just turn it off. So what do you call it? Unequipped it. Do your movements, move all your map assets around. So if you've got a track property and you're putting your fences there, turn your structural element off first, then move your map assets, get them all into place, and then put your structural element back on, and you won't have any dramas. But these ones, so as you can see, it's on my showroom. It's clearly my showroom, dark blue. But if I click on it, belongs to Elslack. Get your dirty junk off my property.
Oh shit!
So
right.
I can move them within the space of the property here, but I can't move them from the property. So it's these 5 here that are yours. So I don't know if you can move. If it's just actually glitched. I have sent support an email already about that yesterday. They haven't gotten back to me yet, so hopefully they'll sort that out tonight. My time.
What's the property on that? What's the number?
We've been there 1,000 times.
I know. Okay. Delante. All right.
Yes, we've got a bit of a neighborhood happening here. We've got, I think, Laban.
I think it's Laban, isn't it? Yeah.
He's doing a
I was
little
looking
showroom. And then we've got Maui over here is doing a showroom. So guess who's not in the group anymore? I mean, there is a bit of
about?
Well, there's a bit of a neutral zone / trio group going on over here, and you're not part of it. I mean, there is space for you if you've got 43,000 upics.
Why would you talk to me like that?
There's only one that's really big enough. Go on, someone else minted on him, so he can't be part of the little Laban, Maui, Swali trio.
Are you colluding against me right now?
You snooze, you lose. Anyway, that's all I've got in terms of UGC.
I mean, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I've been a part of this community the whole time.
No, I'm talking about just that little corner. It's like a little.
Yeah, I mean, what are you talking about?
That block where we've got 4 showrooms on there, and you're not part of it.
Says who?
Well, where are you? I don't see a showroom for you.
I mean, maybe there's not a showroom there, but I just haven't put one on my property yet.
Is there a property for yours? Which one's yours?
We'll go look at it.
I don't know. Tell me. Up, down, left, right.
Right fucking next to Leban's.
Oh, did you just buy it now?
No, I've owned it the whole time.
Okay. We won't go back and look at the footage, shall we?
Hey, look who we
When I
got.
said
We got ourselves a guest. Hey, oh, he went away. Well, if he comes back, I'll throw him on the screen.
Who was it?
It's Jay Sawyer. Come back.
He probably jumped on and then went, "Oh, kids."
There he is. What's up, partner?
Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Just got done shopping after I put the kids to bed.
Nice.
Well, you timed it
Daddy
well.
work.
Got done, finished talking about the track and what we're trying to do there.
Yeah. Swarley just peer pressured me into buying a property.
Oh, that's
Hey,
what.
peer pressure me to shit.
Well, he tried
Well, Do you have a structural ornament showroom yet?
to. No.
Well, there you go.
I have a showroom being built though, in not Granada Hills, but now I'll add this one.
Yeah. Well, this is where your showroom needs to be.
Fine, I'll add a fucking showroom there if it makes you happy.
Hey, you're the one that's pioneering Granada Hills, not me. I'm happy to assist. I'm happy to jump on the bandwagon.
Let me. How much can I fit a showroom on there? Oh, I'm sure I
Yeah.
can.
It's a small one you can, which is probably all you need at this stage.
Yeah. All right, I'll build another fucking showroom.
Ideally, you'd want it bigger, but I think 500 is sort of the size you really want. But
They always want it bigger. I need more sparkly. I don't have enough. I just recently started building so many freaking buildings.
you spark them up.
And now I'm fucking low. Real
Spark
low.
them up. Spark them up while the sparklet's super cheap.
Oh,
Put it this
man.
way, it cost me less than 100,000 UpX to build a large factory.
That's pretty good.
So that takes, even at maximum spark, that still takes over 3 weeks to build.
Yeah.
So yeah, to build a normal structure or something like that, like while the sparklet's so cheap to rent, I'd be doing it now because in 6 months' time it may cost 20, 30 times.
That's a good point. Maybe I will.
Again, but I mean, it's so hard because you also want to buy properties and you want to buy structural ornaments and this and that and everything else. There's only so many ways you can split it up, isn't there?
That's very true.
What have you been up to, Jonathan?
Oh, just busy being a deal maker, bro.
Oh, here you're making partnerships a lot. You're a bit like what's that? Mental blank. Yeah, I'm trying to think of that crypto that makes partnerships with everybody.
Polygon.
Chainlink.
Oh,
Chainlink. Chainlink. Partnerships with everybody, and it's starting to sound like Nextwell's kind of doing that, which is awesome. Like, it's absolutely amazing to see. I've not been this excited for a Layer 2 project since Layer 2 projects were a thing. So
I missed the UpX podcast, but it sounds like they announced some sort of partnership with Nextworld.
Oh, so it's not Nextworld per se. Nextworld is just IP of GATS Studios. So GATS Studios is going to come in and fill some gaps. Take a majority of the time suck off of Stosh's shoulders.
Okay.
So, and then that way, there's not a million, but there's like close to 50-50 between the owners and the employees. So getting, fixes and updates out and continuing development, like it should, speed things up instead of, having to wait on Stosh to review code and stuff like that.
Right.
and then TML will be the the project manager. So I suspect we'll just be able to make it a Spark Tycoon a fun fun, or actually USE in general, like a fun place to be again.
Actually, speaking of that, you got me excited with because I haven't stopped playing Tycoon since I started getting involved. I never went into it heavy like some people did, but obviously I do have a lot of structures, and I started playing it a bit. But I had 20,000 UPX just sitting there in my Tycoon account after I did that factory that I was just talking about. So I was like, bugger it. So I put in all these buy orders in on all the different resources in the hope that, once people start playing it again, that the prices will go skyrocketing. So it's 20,000. So I now own like 11,000 energy and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know if it was a good buy or not, but what's 20,000 UPX?
Yeah, especially at the height we saw energy at like 1,000 UPX per energy. So
That
I think it
was
averaged. I think it averaged at about 100 for a long time, and I was selling a lot. I was doing treasure hunting at the time, so most of my resources were coming from just treasure hunting, and that was back when you get 80 loot boxes a day or something, or maybe even more. I can't remember. And I was just because I could see that there was kind of a bubble, and it wasn't going to last. These prices, it just couldn't last because people would stop building. They'll get to the max build and then start having all these resources coming in, and nowhere to spend it. So you could see coming from a mile away that there was going to be some sort of bubble that burst at the end of this. So I was like, oh, well, I'll make money while the good's going, and then I'll start growing and building when the prices come all the way down, which was clear as day was going to happen. The only spanner in the works was what developments were Spark Exchange going to do to Tycoon to increase the demand and enthusiasm for people to have it. So, and unfortunately, it hasn't been right where people want it to be, but from the sounds of it, it's going to get back on track. So.
Well, so Spark, yes, there's some Spark Tycoon doesn't need much of a push to be resurrected. However, without the layer 3s on top of Spark Tycoon, the bubble is always going to be ready to burst, right?
Yeah.
So you can't have just like in Next World has some similarities to Spark Tycoon in being that you can produce resources that you need to play the game. But it always, unless you have layer 3s that are fun enough that people come in just to play the game and not to necessarily make money, you're always going to have that. It's an inverted pyramid, and it will just collapse on itself at one point. So Stosh does have plans for layer 3s. One of them is already on their Discord called Vibes, which brings block explorers to life. And we will, GAT Studios will collaborate with USE to use their Vibes in our games.
Yeah, so it'd be cool. To me, it needed just some sort of mechanism, and I don't know the answer. I wouldn't even begin to understand how to do this, but there just needs to be a bigger demand for the resources than the producing of it. And producing of it was always increasing, but the demand for people needing them wasn't.
Those
raffles was a good start to trying to increase some demand. So you could buy the raffle tickets through the resources, which was a good start. And I see that working to an extent in conjunction with some other stuff, but it was too little.
Yeah, too little, too late. Web3 games always suffer from this conundrum of people are playing your game to produce as opposed to consume.
Yeah.
So
and that's exactly what we are. We're all upland players, so we're all, even though we might say we're here for the game, it's fun, or the community, stuff like that. I think we'd all be lying if we didn't say, and we hope to earn $1 out of it too. And I think if anyone that says, even if it's not, I mean, I only took my first money out of the game literally a couple of weeks ago in almost 3 years of playing the game. And there are plenty of people that have never taken a cent out, but do you think that they don't have in the back of the head one day that they will hopefully take some money out? It'd definitely be interesting to see over the next 12 months how some of the long-term players view the game. Those that have never taken a cent out, when they start seeing things pick up, and if things go the way people think it will over the next 12, 18 months.
Well,
you could see
I think that for a large percentage of upland players, I would disagree that I would say a large percentage won't take any money out. I think upland, people talk about like what attracts people to upland and why they like playing it. And I think that the game Upland attracts people and keeps you playing it for the same reason that people buy real estate for investment purposes. It's about Upland seems to have at least the feeling, even though it's intangible digital stuff, it has the feeling of permanence, right? And so playing, at least for me, playing Upland is like I'm building permanence in a portfolio that's not going to disappear. Same as buying real estate, right? When you buy real estate and build a portfolio of real estate, what you're really building is a legacy, right? And so I think that there are aspects of legacy building inherent to Upland, and that's what draws and keeps people to Upland. Is on a day-by-day basis, you can be building, like, say, a legacy, right? Versus real estate in the real world, it's like year by year. Like, nobody's buying, like, a property every day. So,
No.
I think there's a legacy building aspect to Upland that's inherent to it. And I think people, there's a type of personality that is just drawn to that action.
Yeah, I mean, we're all different, I guess. We all have different ambitions. I mean, but like I said, I hadn't taken any money out in almost 3 years, and it was never my intention to. But I always had in the back of my head, one day I will. I was always trying to build up to a certain level. Exactly what that level was, I don't know. I was always trying to build up to a certain level to where perhaps one day I could almost have this as a part-time job where I could pull out, say, maybe $1,000 a month. Which is not enough to live on, but it certainly makes things.
That's a lot of ice cream. That's a lot of ice cream every month. That's what I say.
And that's $1,000 a month is still a lot of money for a country like Australia. It's super expensive to live. Imagine being in one of these other countries where $1,000 a month you live like a king. Like, the potential is still there. It's still huge. So, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how things do. I think the next 12 months for Upland is going to be huge. How things
when I first got into Upland, I did my basic 5 years ago, like my basic DYOR, which is absolutely nothing, and just jumped in because I was like, it's an in-game currency now. All these projects start with in-game currency, and then they get on chain one day. Let's build this portfolio up. So I'm earning this currency, and I'll be, it'll be a nice little like rental income, whether it's $500 a month or $1,500 a month, like it's a rental income. Anyway, and then like later when I actually looked into it, I saw Dirk say, he was like, Upix will never be on chain, and I was like, oh, okay.
Not while he's in charge, but we won't go any further there. Yeah, but I was the same with Sparklet. I used to do a crap load of treasure hunting to try and build up that Sparklet portfolio, and I got to the point where I was in the top 20 of Sparklet holders in game, which is a pretty decent feat. I mean, I'm nowhere near the top 20 now with all the Sparklet drops and stuff that happened, but it was always my intention because I knew that Sparklet was worthless outside of Upland, but I knew it was worth something in Upland, so I always saw it as a potential for it to be renting it out. And that's why I wanted more utility for Spark, so people would demand more and then pay more for it. And that was where I was always at. I always wanted to have that passive income from my Sparklet. Now that it's on-chain, now I can just sell it. So if it goes up an X amount during this next bull run, chances are I'm probably going to sell a bunch of it. I'll never sell all of it because I'll need some to play the game still. But But yeah, and then if it does come back down 90% like it always does in the bear market for most cryptos, then I'll be buying a truckload of it again.
Yeah.
I'll be working towards building it back up to where I was if I do end up selling a chunk of it. But
look who joined the chat, fucking trader himself.
He's not a trader. Leave him alone.
JP is a trader.
He does seem to have fallen on the ninja side of the fence. I'll give you that.
Yeah, he has betrayed me. He's a fellow Salemite, and he has betrayed me. unacceptable, JP.
Maybe he's a double spy or whatever it's called.
A double agent?
Double agent, yeah.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is. I do like his greeting, sup fuckers. I like that. That's perfect. That's exactly how I want to be greeted almost every time.
Very vulgar like.
Yeah. If somebody doesn't come at me like that, I know I probably can't fuck with them. If they're like, hey guys. Hey
So
buddy, how you doing?
So Jonathan, can we expect to see anything from Next World soon, or early next year? When are we looking?
Well, I'll keep releasing updates. We've cleared everything. We're in the middle of the user creating the user interface right now, and then the very next stage is the hard one, which is the coding of the project. So depending on how the coding and API integration and all that, the calls are going, if there's no hiccups, then we could see something, an alpha test very soon. But I'm imagining there's hiccups because all I've heard is horror stories with Upland API.
Yeah.
Luckily, Upland has Carlos, and I'll tell you what, every time I send Carlos an email, I probably get a response back in like 15 minutes, so that's nice.
Oh, that's good. I wish I could get that type of service.
So
anyway, but I mean, even the best of projects always run into hiccups and issues, so that's not an Upland thing, that's just a general project thing, isn't it? So nothing ever runs smoothly first time, and if it did, then you'd be worried going, all right, so what's about to fuck up?
Yeah, so anyway, that being said, I really hope to have it's looking beautiful though so far, as long as we all cross our fingers for the coding section of it, then we could see something real quick. But delays are not necessarily a bad thing. Quailwood Greens has entered production last week, the production pipeline.
That's the mini golf team they're working on?
Yeah, the mini golf that we're doing for Quailwood. And based on the buzz, there's probably 5 or 6 other golf courses that will come out in other neighborhoods as well shortly after Quailwood Greens. But the reason Quailwood Greens is important is because that's one of the sinks for the resources that are being produced in Next World. So Quailwood Greens will have you'll be able to craft, I forget what Rodrigo calls them, instances. So when you're having in certain modes of the golf game, you can play friendly games. So we don't know what modes will have this in, but you can craft and place different obstacles on the golf course to either hinder or boost your gameplay. And to craft those obstacles, you'll either need to have a Next World account where you're producing the resource in the market. And then Rodrigo will also crafting different kinds of golf clubs. I think 5 different kinds of golf clubs that all have different, attributes. Like, we have the wedge, putter, driver, etc. And to craft them, you'll need resources as well. And it also makes it so every game is just a little bit different because there'll be different obstacles that your opponent will drop on the course. And there's the strategy of, knowing which golf club you need to use to navigate those obstacles or just the course. Anyway, so delays aren't that bad.
So it's a full golf course, not a putt-putt.
Yeah, it won't be necessarily just a putt-putt. It'll probably be a hybrid between putt-putt and a golf course.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Because when I first saw it, I had in my head that it was a putt-putt sort of course, which I was like, cool. But
Yeah, me too.
See how that works
Yeah.
out. And then you're talking about wedges and stuff. I'm like, hang on, you don't use a wedge and putt. Not last time I checked, anyway. So
Yeah, so it'll be a hybrid. We don't want like because creating those big golf courses, you know, that's a lot of resources that go into
Yeah.
those games.
Right.
So we'll probably have a hybrid, so it's not a full golf course, but it's not like a little putt lane either.
Do you envision them being able to have like the landscape of like Quailwood in the background?
Yes, there's a lot of there's some upland like players that essentially have recreated neighborhoods, and you know they have the foundation of the neighborhood in 3D, and they basically, at least someone sent me over the schematics for basically free. So I imagine we'll be able to incorporate every neighborhood that does it will definitely have a theme, and we will try to you know, stay true and pull in as much upland landscape as possible.
Sweet. That sounds very exciting.
Hey, I was talking to the ninjas, L Slack.
No.
I want to put this idea out into the biosphere, so if I don't get around to it, somebody else can get around to it. When I look at the little battles that you guys do, when it's like it's entertaining and fun, right? Seeing what everybody's going to do and where they're going to put their assets and stuff like that. But it's a little bit nerdy. You know, it's like Dungeons and Dragons. Like you have to have an imagination, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Wouldn't it be cool if somebody designed like a layer 2 or layer 3 that was AI driven, and everybody would arrange their assets. The AI would take a snapshot of the landscape, and then it would recreate this, or it would create the scene. So all the little ninjas would be battling against the trebuchets, etc. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be really awesome.
that like an AI. What was it?
Battle simulator or something.
Yeah, like Grom Brimble's little battle simulator did. Obviously, that
Yeah.
was a little bit simple, but for something like that, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so you know, L Slack, feel free to steal that one from me.
Okay,
Okay, now my wheels are turning. I got some thoughts, but I'll
I
save
like-
this later.
I like having a deadline. Like, obviously, you got the alliances and different people. You have a deadline to set up your troops for your battlefield, and then take that snapshot and play it out, and then maybe whichever community wins gets some sort of prize or something. But
Well,
Yeah.
you could escrow, like, say you would have to escrow the properties as well, and the winners, like, you know, take over that property, kind of like in Risk. You arrange your shit, and then you roll the dice.
Yeah. If
But my
yeah,
great
put
help.
like a point value on certain assets or something, and then I don't
Dude,
know
have you guys seen crypto ripping today?
I
who.
did.
Crypto is ripping.
Oh yeah, I keep getting like it seems like every hour I get a new update that says, "Oh, Bitcoin is approaching this, Ethereum is approaching this." And I was like, "Fuck, it is flying."
Yeah,
is-
dude, my crypto walking, where you get crypto for walking, it's up like 100% right now.
Which one is that? Is that the Sweatcoin?
The no, not Sweatcoin. Sweatcoin is I do Sweatcoin too. It's Steppen.
Stepping, yeah.
Okay.
That one boomed last. I'd be surprised to see how it goes. Not surprised. I'm interested to see how it goes this bull run, but it was absolutely killing it in the last bull run, and then just died in the ass. But yeah, I've been watching Bitcoin. It's been killing it, and for all accounts, the best guess is that it'll continue to rip probably through to most of December, and then it'll settle down for January until the inauguration or whatever it's called happens.
Mhm.
So we'll have a pullback, probably 20-30%, something like that, and people will go, "Oh no, it's dead," and then it'll rip again.
Yeah.
So where it gets to, who knows? And people are like, "Oh, but Sparklet's not moving." I mean, we can even share.
Yeah, go for it.
This is an hourly
It's a
chart.
different
So
situation, though.
I'm not doing any TA or anything on it, but it's an hourly chart. So this yellow line was the previous all-time high, which was only set earlier this year. It's not last year's all-time high, which was at 69, or 4 years ago. 69 was all-time high, somewhere in that 68, 69 range down here. But that was the previous all-time high of a few weeks ago. So it was always going to be a hard ceiling to crack. But Bitcoin went, no, I don't think so. It got rejected once and then just went smash. But I mean, there was the election in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably stay here. So it's just gone. Whoop. Obviously, Trump supposedly
Look
being
at- From
Pro-
November 5th.
So all the Bitcoins have pretty much done the same sort of thing. They're all trending similar. I mean, this went even a little bit more than probably Bitcoin initially because of the announcement that what's his name, the founder of Cardano, is going to be part of the administration. I think there was some sort of announcement about that.
Oh, really?
So Hopkinson or whatever his name is, yeah, I think he's going to have some sort of involvement. They're talking about Elon Musk might have some sort of involvement over there as well. I don't know. I don't understand how the American politics works, but so that's.
I don't think we understand how American politics work at this point.
So I think this one went up like 100% in just a couple of days, which is a pretty good return on. So from down here, yeah, 100% in just a few days. It's not bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't get excited until something's hit 1,000%.
Well, this is, and I've heard other people go, oh, but people have tried to say Sparklet's been moving with Bitcoin in the past. If there was any similarity to Sparklet and Bitcoin, it was a coincidence. There is no way in hell that whatever Bitcoin does can affect Sparklet at the moment because Sparklet is just too tiny. It is just too significant on the world stage.
And so much of it is held within the game.
And too few people, well, that's a good thing. But too few people know about it. Now, the only way that this will take off, and when it takes off, it is going to rip, assuming I'm even remotely right. Because when it starts getting on the radar as one of the biggest gainers for the week, for the second, third, fourth, fifth week in a row, people will start taking notice. People will start looking at Upland and will start going, oh, hang on, this could be the 100x coin, which I honestly think it will be. But if this was tracking along with Bitcoin at the moment, that'll disappoint me because Bitcoin's only going to go up maybe another 100% or so in the next 12 months. It's probably going to peak at, give or take, not financial advice, all sort of bullshit, but I can't see it going much past 200,000 at best over the next 12 months. Would we be happy if Sparklet went up 100% from here? So it gets to somewhere around 11, 12 cents? I don't think so.
Yeah, and honestly, that wouldn't excite me at all.
Look, we need a 10x just to get to what people think is the true value of Sparklet, which is bullshit. I don't know why people have thought for so long that Sparklet was 46 cents. That's a load of fucking bullshit. I'll argue till my death on that one. Sparklet never had any value. Its value was zero up until the release. And then it had what the market decided. Before that, it had zero. You paid $460 for a Spark? Yeah, you did. Whatever. Like, was that a fair price? Who knows? We'll never know. It is what it is. But it had zero value up until the day it was released on the market. And then on the market, once it hit the market, then it's got whatever value. But anyway, to get back to that 46 cents, we're looking about a 10x, which is nothing. A 10x is absolutely... the big caps can do a 10x quite comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
So... it'll be easier for Sparklet to do 100x than it would be for, say, XRP to do a 10x. Will it happen? Yeah. We don't know. I mean, again, we're at Upland's mercy a hell of a lot as to what Upland does with the game and the demand for Sparklet. But most of Sparklet's price movement won't come from players. It'll come from other people who just want to invest in a coin that might do a 20, 30, 50x. And that's what they're looking for. And once they become aware of Sparklet and realize its potential, then they'll buy it just to keep in their wallet to flip like a meme coin, which Sparklet isn't a meme coin. I hate it being compared to a meme coin, but that's how some people will treat it. Hopefully they come to the game, but, I mean, you hear and
inevitably get some to come to the game. They want to see what it's about.
You do. And this is my biggest concern with Upland, I guess. And it's not a concern with Upland exactly, but you hear in crypto all the time, it's not your keys, not your coins. Don't leave all your assets on the exchange. And your classic example of that is FTX, Celsius, and the list goes on, Voyager, and I don't know, there's a bunch of them.
Fucking
So how many people, and I'm victim of at least 2 of those exchanges, and not a huge amount of money, but lost some money. So unfortunately, Upland's no different. You've got a decent amount of money. Leaving it on Upland is just as risky, if not riskier, than leaving it on one of these exchanges.
right.
And that is my biggest concern with, and we even touched on base. One of the reasons why that's a huge concern the other day. Like, I don't know if Jade Priest was or wasn't cheating. I have no clue. Don't know the person at all. I'd like to think that Upland have got the evidence to prove that he was, and if he was, happy days, send him to jail. If he wasn't, given an opportunity to prove he's innocent, I don't know. But I'm shit scared of getting sent to jail and then having all my assets, which might only be worth $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in today's money, in 6-12 months, might be worth 10 times that, 20 times that. I don't know. But if that gets locked up in Upland and I can't then move it, that's fucking scary as fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have a game plan as to what I want to do with certain things in Upland, and we'll see how things unfold. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make here with Sparklet is I don't want to see Sparklet follow Bitcoin, because that would suggest that it's only going to do a 2x. It needs to do its own thing in its own time, and usually that comes after the Bitcoins have made their move. It always flows downhill. And we could see Sparklet, and you'll wake up one day and Sparklet would be up 2, 3, 4x, and you'd be like, holy fuck. And then the next day it'd be up another 2, 3, 4x, and you'd be like, hang on, what's going on here? And then it's up to you as to what you do with your Sparklet, whether you keep it or sell it or buy more or sell. I don't know. I learned some hard lessons last bull run, and I'll be trying to rectify those mistakes this bull run.
Yeah, I've learned hard lessons for the past 7 bull runs.
Well, listening to KO talking the other day. I think I'm almost in the same boat as him. In fact, my very first ever crypto purchase was Christmas Eve 2020. So I'm almost 4 years to the day getting involved in crypto. So I've almost completed my full first cycle, which they say you need to do before you can really start to understand crypto and start making money from it. But because I was so late into I was sort of halfway through the last bull run is when I started getting involved in it. I listened to everyone's advice. Bitcoin's going to 100,000. I didn't take a single cent profit. Cardano went to $3 after a certain event happened. Didn't take a single cent profit because I listened to everyone going, yeah, it's still going to go more. And the next thing I know, it's worth a fraction of what it was worth. And I'm like, I took, $10,000, $15,000, turned it to 100 and something $1,000, and then watched it come all the way back down to $10,000. I'm like, okay, I am not going to do that a second cycle in a row. I'd rather take my money out at a profit of say $100,000 and watch it go up to what could have been a $200,000 profit than get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I will tell you that you never lose money by selling early.
No. And you just got to ask yourself, what's the worst case scenario? And I've now lived one of them, so I'm like, okay, well, that hurt, so I'm going to try the other one this time. But what's the worst case scenario? Selling a little bit early and seeing what you could have had go up more, even though you've made a decent amount of coin, or not selling at all and then watching it get to a certain price and then come all the way back down to at where you bought it or below, or even worse, below what you bought it. I've done the second one, and I don't want to do that one again. I'd rather sell early than not at all. And that's definitely how I'll be attacking this bull run. And to be honest, I don't need stupid amounts of returns to make a difference to my life. We're actually, even though we're moving from a country to the city, we're actually paying less for the house that we're buying. I personally don't need a lot of money to make myself mortgage free the rest of my life. And let's face it, just making yourself mortgage free is kind of a life changing in itself.
Oh,
okay?
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it mightn't be, buying luxury, cruise liners or, luxury yachts or something like that, but, not having to fork out, X amount of dollars every fortnight for a mortgage, that automatically gives you like a huge pay rise, doesn't it? So that's
It
our
certainly
goal.
does. Yeah. Changes
So-
the way you look at life. Like, if I didn't have to have a mortgage, I wouldn't need to work full time. I was talking to my wife today. I was like, man, I'm only 9 years away from retirement. She's like, you can't retire In
Oh,
9 years,
yes.
I said, yes, I can. I 100% can. And she's like, well, I don't want to be the only one working. And I was like, well, I put in the time, man. As soon as I hit 50 years old, I can retire.
Bro, I got out of my facility as soon as I hit 100% match on my retirement. I walked out of that place with an additional, like, I think $82,000 check.
That's nice.
Fuck, you got to work till you're 67 in this country.
Well, in a lot of places, you got. Yeah, she was like, you got to work till you're 62. I said, well, not when I'm police and fire. I can retire at 50 years old as long as I have at least 25 years in.
And
Actually,
I hate to tell you this, L Slack, but the average age of death for corrections officer is actually 53 in America.
Yeah, no, I'm really, really aware of what the life expectancy for a corrections officer is. That's why I told her, I said, I will retire as humanly fast as possible because I will not let this job kill me. And it's killed so many people that I've worked with right after retirement. But I also don't let this job consume me either, where a lot of people do. It's not the only thing that I do.
I think I've thought a lot about it too, and I think it's just because when I got out, it probably took like I lived at my facility. They'd have us working like 4 shifts in a row, like 48 hours easy.
Fuck that.
But it took about, after I quit, it took probably like 12 months of like therapy, a psychologist, before I was like ready to actually re-enter society. And so I kind of thought like the reason people die is because they don't, like, their brain can't handle the relaxation.
Yeah, it's really hard to turn off when you're living this heightened state of stress and awareness all the time, and it's really difficult to turn off. And
I'll tell you what, though, the adrenaline, bro, the adrenaline is addictive.
it can be, yeah. It certainly can be. I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I don't live for that shit. But there are definitely times, like, a fight breaks out and you got to get in there, and like you don't even think, you just do, and that shit is pretty wild. And then you get through it, like, man, that was fucking nuts.
What did you do today at work, Daddy? Oh, we had a kind of like a Easter egg hunt. Oh, what were you looking for? We were looking for a tongue.
That would be fucked up. I've dealt with some really fucked up things lately that I don't want to talk about.
Am I tripping here? Sorry to interrupt. Am I tripping here? Is this something new? So I've just gone into my asset screen, and this is search function up the top. I know they talked about having some sort of search. Has that always been there?
Yeah.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
What are you looking at? Describe it. It's too little for me to see.
Just when you go into your assets,
Uh-huh.
and here, and it brings up that. I don't remember there ever being. Maybe I just never paid attention, but it probably doesn't help because it's not, trying to fill.
Collections is the only place I've looked at where I couldn't search for something.
And it's kind of pointless having it there because unless you wanted to, I don't know,
Edit a collection, see if it shows up.
so you can't
No.
type anything in. Maybe I'm just never paid any attention to it because I'm always too busy with everything else. But I just saw a map asset that I wanted to buy, so I was trying to head over to buy it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Oh no, we weren't talking about anything special. Trust me.
No, I was just getting ready to talk about semen, and I'm glad you stopped me from doing that.
speaking of travel though, who's buying a plane?
Real quick, Swarley, let me interrupt you. Hey, Slack, we used to play this. What if game at work. So you know how the inmate showers get clogged every now and then, and they have like standing water in the shower.
Yeah.
Would you rather cut off one of your fingers or drink a cup of that standing shower water?
Oh, dude, I'd cut off a finger.
Why do we need to have this conversation?
Why wouldn't we have this conversation, Swarley? You know exactly what the fuck we're talking about here.
I know what you're talking about, but why would you want to have this conversation?
Why not?
Oh, or how about we used to play this game too, like the simulated combat game. It'd be how if you dropped a silverback gorilla in the rec field, how many inmates would it take to take it down?
Oh my. Not enough. Before I worked at a sex offender facility, I used to work intake, and before we looked at their charges or whatever, we'd play this game called SO or No, because it was pretty common. Like, if you look, there's certain people you can look at and be like, I'm like 90% sure you're a sex offender just by looking at you. And so we would bring up their intake photo and we'd play SO or No, and yeah, that was always a fun game. But now I work at a sex offender facility, so they're all sex offenders. So
Swarley did bring up something I wanted to talk to you guys about, or he was about to before I interrupted, which is the plane. Are you guys like hoping to buy one of those?
God, no, that's the stupidest fucking thing. Who gives a shit about a fucking plane that you can't even use?
Sorry, keep going, but
I'll buy one right now.
Well, that, and I'm not an executive, so I can't buy one anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just a lowly director. What do you call
Just
it?
a bitch ass director.
So I was reading this just before we started the stream, so I thought I may as well sort of try and I know something was coming. I don't know what. My first reaction to anything like this is, well, you still haven't fixed trucks yet, so why the fuck are we moving on to something else when you haven't fixed?
Because they're never gonna fix trucks.
So that's my first reaction to it. I'm not saying this is bad or anything like that. It's just like, I'd rather see you fix stuff that you've started and finish them off than start something new. But kind of living up to the home handyman and start 1,000 jobs and finish none is kind of how I'm feeling about some of this sort of shit. But what I'm not understanding is, okay, it's going to cost me $100, but what do I get for the $100? Am I reading this wrong? Like, what am I missing?
Oh, you get a plane for $100.
But
actually, $100 for a plane isn't a bad price, considering some of the other shit you can pay a lot more.
The cars and trucks the trucks were like $1,000 or something. But I can't transport stuff anywhere, so it's not a transport plane, I'm assuming. So if they ever do bring in logistics with, say, structural ornaments that need to be shipped around the country or something, which I'd like to see, to be fair, even as a UGC creator, I'd like to see that happen.
Yeah.
But this is just for me to fly around. Now, it costs me nothing to fly, so why would I pay $100 to fly? When I say it costs nothing, yeah, it costs me UPEX, but how many UPEX is that? It's 300,000 UPEX or something, isn't it? Like,
yeah, this is the part. The $100 pilot fee. I don't understand this piece. They haven't done any explanation.
It says pilot fee. Does that mean I get the plane or not? Like, I'm confused. I'm like, I assume it does, but does it? Or do I get to keep the plane, or is it $100 fee every year or every season?
Somebody would need to go back through like More Cheese's footage, but they did explain. I don't remember what the explanation was, but they did explain the pilot fee at Genesis Week.
So, and I get there's a different plane for different levels, which is cool. I mean, I guess there's only one chair, so I guess Abdullah's got this all to himself. But there's
also,
a couple of people there. But
what's the point of even mentioning that you can hold 12 people or 6 people? Or
that's like
whatever.
Properties have a capacity of people as well. Like a micro house is 1, and I think an apartment's like 10 or 12 or something.
Yeah, and again, but like, why bring that up? Unless this is just some foresight into something that they're going to announce with transporting people or renting your property to somebody. I don't know.
They did mention at Genesis Week that they mean for you to be able to basically operate as a private commercial carrier.
See, I'm guessing no one here has gone back and watched or anything like that, but when I first met Ben, I did an interview with him as well. And one of the things back years ago, I'm not saying it's still not a goal, I still would like to do it, but back, this was like 12 months, 18 months ago now, my goal in Upland was to, and part of the reason why I was getting a lot of spark, because I figured I'd need a lot of spark for it, was to try and be an airline magnate, to own a few airlines. And I could see that being like, I saw what's his name, Lord Doyle, do a video once where he's talking about how like driving simulators and flight simulators and truck driving simulators and that could all be part of Upland, and you could actually have a virtual job being a truck driver and delivering stuff in Upland from one city to another, and actually just playing a simulator game, which is sort of linked in with Upland, where you go and collect stuff and then return it all and all sort of. To me, it sounds as boring as batshit. Flight simulator sounds more fun, but again, I don't know for how long. But if you're earning a coin doing it, that kind of puts a whole different perspective on it, I think. And
Yeah.
so, and I could see that. I could really see that happening in Upland. Now, 2-3 years on, we seem to be no closer to that being a reality than what we were back then. But I was like, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to own one airline, then 2 airlines, and 3 airlines, and and even if I'm just renting these planes out to other people who fly them for me and take half the proceeds, you got people flying all over the country or the planet now, getting to different city releases or different events and stuff. Imagine instead of Upland earning that 2, 3, 4,000 UPX per flight, you take one person, say with one flight with 20, 30, 40 people on it. And again, make it more like the real world where you actually got to schedule a flight. And if you want to go, say, from New York to London, you've actually got to book a flight that's scheduled there. You can't just go to the airport and fly straight away. You've actually got to plan ahead and actually do it properly. But that seems to be heading back towards friction, which Upland are trying to get away from.
So are you going to buy one, Swarley? Is the question.
No. Well, no, I don't understand it enough. But I want to like a 737 or something, or even a 747, or I don't know, but give me an A380 or something. They're a bit old now, but Dreamliner.
Tell me more about your. You seem to know a lot about planes all of a sudden.
No, that was kind of the initial plan I wanted to do in Upland, was to own, and I figured I was going to need to buy some big properties, and I'm going to need a lot of spark to fuel these planes and maintain them and all that sort of stuff. I figured I was going to need a lot of spark to do all that, and I was like, yeah, this is where I want to, the direction I'm hoping to head, and it doesn't seem like Upland's heading in that same direction, so it is what it is. So, with new information, you make different decisions. So, but yeah, I'm still not convinced that that's what you get as a plane. Like, do I keep that plane forever? They said something about here not having some sort of financial value or whatever. It's just a one-time. Well, yeah, I'm confused.
A reflection of the aircraft's value, but it is a special opportunity available only to high-status players.
Well, I wouldn't call an executive a high status.
Okay.
That's why the executives have the crappiest plane.
Well, they get a better plane than a fucking director does. I gotta fly commercial.
But it's the same price for everybody. But like, let's say I go and spend $100, can I then flip that plane to somebody else? Like, I'm guessing the answer to that is no. I don't think I actually get a plane that I can sit in even if it's at a place I have to rent for the space at an airport or something. I don't see that. But again, I'm probably just totally misunderstanding this, and I probably need to see someone else explain it to me more. Because I'm not getting it. I'm missing it. So my short answer is no, I'm not. And I'm guessing that there's a registration for it, which no doubt will be that stupid o'clock. Oh, wrong button.
Wrong one. Why is there only 46? How did they get to this 46 number?
Create demand, I guess, because when you don't put a limit on there, people don't stress and don't rush to buy it or something.
I mean, like, why not go to 50? Why? The number 46 just strikes me as odd. Why wouldn't you just go 50?
Does the number 46 really strike you as odd, L Slack?
It does. It does.
I think they're tipping their hat to the 46th president.
Is it 46 or 47th?
No, Biden's the 46th.
Yeah, so like, I'm sure I heard 47th in the media recently, but well, that was still on less than half of all these being sold.
Anyway, if I come up in time to buy one, I will definitely be buying one.
Like,
Well,
if I knew,
when I get a flight.
I have no doubt these will sell out in 5 minutes. Like, or how
Oh,
quick
sure.
people can buy them. someone that didn't register will not have an opportunity to buy these, and there'll be people that do register that won't be able to buy them. I have no doubt of that. But I don't get it. I'm sorry. I just don't get it at the minute. Like, that's just me.
I get the idea. I mean, you're thinking ahead, but I mean, I have a hard time buying something that I can't use right now.
I'd rather go, buy $100 worth of collection properties and earn the yield from it.
Yeah,
that's where I would be, especially on an account your size. That's where I'd be definitely spending. Which obviously you don't have a choice anyway. But
thanks for reminding me again. I do like Laban's idea. We can just create a plain go-kart. I can pretend to fly.
I haven't looked at the requirements for a go-kart yet, but if it's anything like a house where you're very limited on what you can build on the sides, I'm willing to bet you cannot build wings on the go-kart. You might be able to do a tail and a nose, very stumpy looking one, but I'm guessing you're not going to have any wings, and if you do, they're going to be very small.
They won't look like wings.
Yeah, very small and unplanned. And that's just me at a guess at what Uplands UGC is like.
You can make a paper airplane looking cart. You could do that.
Well, potentially, yeah, you could. What's those? There's those speedway cars. I don't know what they call them over there, but they've got those big wings on it. Kind of like that, I guess.
Speedway cars.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what they're. I don't know what the actual name of. I've never been to a speedway myself. Yeah, that's what I mean.
What are you talking about? Are you making things up?
No. The stuff like this.
Oh,
that's not
the
the
dirt
one.
track cars. The
sprint cars. That's what they call them here.
Yeah.
So that's the big wing. So I can see what you're thinking of, something along like maybe a bit pointier at the front, and that could work. You might be able to do that to an extent. Now we've just given someone a great idea. It'll be out next week. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Again, I don't have time.
Airplane cart would be sick.
Yeah, guarantee someone's going to make it now.
I hope so. Call it the. I don't know.
We'll take the royalty checks.
Yep. Just give me mint number 44 for free, and we'll call it square.
And 29 for me.
Yeah,
or 129 if you do 500 or something. Again, I don't get into kart racing anyway, so I really don't care.
Well, speaking of kart racing, I was looking at something the other day, or no, not the other day, today. Let me see if I still have it up. So, I don't know if you've ever looked at the process of making a racetrack.
Yes,
my assumption is you probably have.
I have. Well, I have, because I've got one in Washington.
Yeah, yes, you have. You're right.
And
so I was looking at this, and I was trying to think.
One currently been for roughly 3 months. It's been under revision with Upland for Cosme Velo.
Oh.
Which is going, if it gets approved, it's going to be called the 1 mile Cosme style racetrack.
That's nice. Keep that one. Keep it right up top.
Yep.
So I was thinking about, like, what if we made a track? If there was a collective of us that, somebody wanted to make a track out of this Dong Island here.
Rocket Island.
Whatever you want to call it. Keep it what? Swarley, what the fuck are you going to say?
Yes, I keep it PG, but we've never been PG.
No. Now I want to just call it the fucking cock.
Yeah, we know Upland's going to say no to that.
Big Schlong. Schlong Island.
Oh, what's that? Call it. What's that? Cock-Inu coins. Call it that.
No, I think we're going to call it Schlong Island now. Just like Long Island, but Schlong Island.
Yeah, good luck getting that through.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, I was like, well, I wanted to keep it like around a mile. But turns out this is almost 2 miles long. This track here. This is the track editor. This is how you make your submit your track.
So, and there's not I understand why you want to put a racetrack there, and I'm not dishing that by any stretch of the imagination. I think it'd be an awesome spot for a racetrack. But in terms of actually racing, like an actual race, it'd be, especially in a car, it'd be boring as batshit.
Yes.
in cars with boost and stuff, it'd be a little bit better.
Hmm.
If it's 2 miles, well, it kind of lends itself to the faster cars anyway because it's too long. But
Right.
again, it's still pretty simple track for even for any decent racer because it's just too much straightaway and
Well, I was going to
very few
the
corners.
first one I made a bunch of turns. So you could make a turn here and a turn here, and then come up here, and then do a similar thing here.
And you
Well,
get make
here,
it,
and then you can add some extra turns in there. But there is, no matter how you look at it, this big long straightaway here right into the tip, and around the schlong. And then the only time you have some real worries is down here, which could be interesting. You have a lot of potential.
Can you cut a bit off? I'm pointing with my arrow. Can you cut a bit off? Does it work? So where you go all the way up to the end, can you bring it back a little bit and turn right a little bit earlier? So go along Cleveland, where it goes up Biscayne Point Road. So to your right. So pretend that you're driving. No, so go to your right. That's left. Yes, that's better. That's right. Now, as you go up Biscayne Point Road,
Okay.
you sort of veer left a little bit. You go up the road. Can you turn down that other street instead?
This one right here.
No, keep going up to your left. So up that way. So, yep. So as it sort of veers to the left, like you've got Cleveland going straight ahead, and you've got Biscayne Point Road going. So instead of going all the way to the end, can you turn right there? Would that make it slightly shorter? Turning right and then left
Taking this left right here, down here.
Yeah, puts more corners in it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about doing.
Because you're taking out one corner and putting 3 in its place, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, you could go down, take this one, go up, and then come back around. But even then, you could, on this side, you can make this corner, and then this corner, and then you come back and make this one, this turn, which is just a smidge over 2 miles when I mapped it out earlier.
Which is fine for your faster cars, but it's not a race. It's not a racetrack.
Originally, I was thinking about doing a go-kart, and then if I went just here, this would be awfully fucking boring.
And you need corners for go-karts because that's where all the race is done, in corners. Straight,
Right.
so just everyone sitting side by side each other. It would be boring as batshit.
Yeah. So maybe make a racetrack for the faster cars, for Schlong Island, or
I'm not going to try and fence that. Not.
No, God no, fuck that.
I mean, it look cool. It look fucking amazing.
Yeah, this would be a.
We'll revisit that one in 12 months' time once we finish with Grady Hills.
Yeah, but I just would need just a couple friends to loan a property or two, and then I'll make Schlong Island, or we can make it.
I've got 3 properties. I just need one more, and probably the one. The problem you've got.
I'll loan you mine if you make the track.
Yeah, the problem is making the track building. Is it going to fit on any of those properties? I haven't looked at it honestly.
Yeah, it just depends where your properties are. So mine's right at the tip on a corner. We need it on a straightaway somewhere.
It has to be on a straightaway, so all the tips out.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at the straightaway, they all look too narrow.
Well, this is not a good representation. Let's go to this one.
They all look too narrow, so it looks like you're going to have to come down to the base if you want. And there's one right down the bottom, which would be perfect, that Dizzy Disky owns, so good luck getting hands on that one. There's one on the other side of the road that might be all right, NASA 95. So there's a couple down here that might work, but you need to get your hands on it, because I don't own them, you don't own them.
Right. Yeah, it might be difficult to get your hand on this schlong, but anything's possible.
So the problem is you need to identify a property that's going to be suitable for the track building, and I think the tip and the shaft is out. So I think it has to be the base, and even then there's not a lot that's going to fit. Now we can easily go.
I mean, this one would probably fit. Right here.
Yeah, but it's on a corner.
And that's not too terribly priced.
It's not, but it's on a corner. And I wouldn't buy it because of that fact that it's on. Yeah, and you're talking about track's going to come down and around. It's barely going to be on the track. It's like just the tip of it is.
Yeah.
So what we need to do. Here we go. So
this one would probably work, I would think.
let me know when you're finished and I'll share, because I'm going to bring up Playground. So anyone that hasn't played around with Playground.
You can bring it up right here. I'll stop sharing right now.
All right. So I'm in.
Jay, you go take care of your baby.
All right. So at first glance, Playground looks the same as Upland, but it's not.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that when you look at it, the structures that are in Upland don't show up here. So, but this is a great way when you're trying to buy a property. If you want to build a particular structure on that property, you check to see first if it's going to fit. If it's an established building like one of the regular ones, you can easily just go pick your property. So which one did you say might work?
That one on the
actually,
down.
let's check these ones because they look like a decent size. So if you're looking at so if the track came past here, like that would work as front, right? So we can put the structure sideways here, so that would work. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of whether it fits. So we can see in here that we've got the main road here, so then we can pick our structure from here. So we just need to find the racetrack. So I think it's called Medium Racetrack or something.
I don't know.
There's so many properties now, and there's no search function. Is it a drop down? No. So there's no search for it. Let me know if you see Medium Racetrack. Anyone?
Okay.
So it lends me to think there's going to be a large one or something at some point in the future, but
I would think so. Is there a small one?
There we go, medium. No, I don't think so. I don't think there's anything at the moment. So there you go. So we've identified a property that will work. You won't be able to put fencing at the front of it by the looks of it. But there you go. So that will work. But you can see that only just works, and that was one of the bigger ones we could see.
Yeah.
So, and Playground won't let me see who owns it, but if we go back to
that is, I can tell you it is. It's Scotty Boom, and it's an 83 UP2.
So that means that one that Scotty owns, or the one next door as Zakar. So those two would work.
Yeah.
That's kind of going to, because these are all the wrong direction, so none of those are going to work. All right, what have we got on the other side? So these two would work too then. Masuda.
Here's a big old shafty one, Dizzy Disky, yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, Disky's. That would, it's not, I think you'd get away with that. And the one above it,
NASA 95.
Yeah, that would work too, but there's nothing down here it's going to work.
Now there are these blank spots, which I believe are going to be ones for people that are going to win the structure challenge. I bet some of these are going in there.
I'm pretty sure the structure challenge are collection properties.
Oh, you're right. Well, you're right. They are. They are. Then what the fuck are these ones going to be? Why would there have these blanks then?
That could be just blank in the real world.
True.
Or they could be held for other reasons down the track, for giveaways or packages or bundles or something like that.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, MXB. I feel like I know this person. Wonder if that one would work. Oops.
Here's one by Beulah Man that might work. I don't know. It might be kind of tough. It's right on the bottom corner there. Go down. That one to the right. That has an angle. No, down further. To the right, that one right there.
This one? No, because the track would come around this way. So you'd have the track. You're gonna have the track here and there. It's not going to work.
Yeah, that would not work.
None of these would work. These two are the only two any in here at all that would work. This one, it's on a bend though. Like, is it straight enough for Upland to go? And let that, but I don't think it's big enough.
The X Meta one, maybe? Is that the one you were looking at?
I don't think this is big enough.
I tried racing my stock car trainer yesterday. Hard as fuck. Brake need to be switched to the left side. Dude, JP, I totally agree. If you're on, yes, I have the hell of a time racing my trainer car because it goes too fucking fast. And the brake is in a weird spot.
This one might be interesting.
But that would take people getting on, being willing to like loan their property out so we could make a fucking racetrack.
No, I just need to buy one or make
Yeah,
some
or
sort of
buy
deal.
it. This
So
would
if I
work,
go
I
up-
think. Pyro
if I-
Man.
Yeah, I don't know the player though. They're plenty big enough. It's just a matter of whether Upland deem that, and the risk of this one is whether Upland deem that to be a bend or not. Because
No,
I mean,
you can do that if you put it at an angle like that, it would work just fine.
Yeah, that's not terribly. I mean, I think
would
it
be-
would work. It'd be an expensive property. I'm guessing that wouldn't be cheap.
No,
Aren't they-
it would not be cheap.
I don't know what they cost. That'd be 100,000 mint price, I'd say 100,000+ mint.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be looking at 200k.
But either way,
Minimum.
having a racetrack on Schlong Island would be great.
I just don't. I mean, these 4 properties are your best ones.
Yeah.
So if I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Azuka?
Scotty Boom. I feel like Scotty Boom is someone we know. Masuda. Masuda's a good bloke. But whether that would sell, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a pity you can't have it up here because these structures would be fine.
Right. Yeah. Those would work just fine. El Wanker. Fucking lame.
I wonder if they're big enough.
Fucking lame.
Just copying the same tactics. Mm.
I know, yeah. Fucking unoriginal, man. They got nothing but just riding my coattails of writing things on their structure. Come back with something original, ninjas.
I'm missing
What else we got here? What's that one?
So these are all big enough.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So all these along here.
Oh, fucking easy then.
Yeah. How much do they want for these? Probably too much. There you go. Right in the price range I was saying.
Well, you got 3 right there.
There you go. Done.
All right, Schlong Island. It's coming.
can't-
It's
can't be-
coming.
Can't be too far above mint.
No, it can't be.
No. I wasn't expecting to go and spend a better fit now that I did that.
Oh, you didn't even check.
No. I
bet
think it's fine.
They're all pretty big.
I think they're all roughly the same. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're in business now.
Yeah, so that works. That works.
All right.
Wasn't expecting
Sugar
to spend
daddy's
100 grand on stream, but that works. So, and then that gives me 4 properties for the requirements.
Yeah. For the track,
So-
for Schlong Island. Schlong Island Raceway, or we can do it one pump chump, or all kinds of different fun names.
Well, I'll leave all that. I'll do the submission process, but I'll leave everything else up to you.
Okay. Well, I will map out the racetrack, and then I'll get back to you with that.
I wonder if there's any other decent 120s.
I'll send you the file after it's all done.
Well, there you go, people. If you're watching, there's some half decent price properties on here.
There are some half decent price property.
I mean, $50 is a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
Probably more than 50% mint, but 84,000. Where's that? Oof. You know what? It probably would have fit on that one too.
How much
Hey.
is that one?
Hey, Swarley.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, since we're looking at the sandbox, are you gonna join in on the Next World design competition?
For Sandbox,
No, for Upland.
to be honest, I've been that busy in IRL that I don't even know about the competition.
Mm.
Tell us
So
more. Jay
kind of have
Slater?
to spoon feed me because I've been so like I don't know if you caught the beginning, but in a nutshell, my life at the moment consists of selling a house, buying a house, moving 1,000 kilometers or a 10-hour drive, to put that in everyone's language. I have in-laws coming from UK. We've got a wedding at the end of the month. Mrs. and I are getting married. We have a trip to North Queensland, and in there we've got to move our house and sell a
Hot.
shitload of stuff. So
Hot
and
damn.
that. So I'm a little bit under the
say
pump.
child's play, but that's crazy.
Yeah, that's just the way things fall, and it's just it is what it is. So that's why I haven't committed to doing the show with LSAC for the near future. I said at the start of the show, I'm kind of in like the eye of the storm at the moment, where I've had a busy few weeks trying to get my house ready for sale. We've been out to Victoria and to buy another place. So we've already picked the place out that we want, so we just need to sell this place. So we had a lot of work to get it sort of cleaned up and ready for the market, which we've done. So we have the in-laws coming, I think, next week, the wedding in 2 weeks. So at the moment, I've got like a week or so of eye of the storm, sort of just sit back and relax, but that's about to change again.
Are you gonna live broadcast the wedding?
Nope. Yeah,
oh, come on! We can put it in one of the theaters so that we can all attend.
That's
Actually,
true.
I'm pretty sure she is live broadcasting the wedding because she's English, so she's from England. So she's for family members that can't come out. I think she is doing some sort of live stream. I don't know, but we're literally we've both been married before, so we're not making a big deal of it. It's literally a ceremony that's going to last 10 minutes tops, and then we're just going to a local place just for a luncheon sort of what do you call it? Reception. So it's not even anything special.
Okay.
So yeah, so that property would have been no good for the structural for the It would have if the track came down here, it would have been fine, but the track can't come down here because it would double it over itself.
That's true. Hey, before we get too far along, the hashtag Schlong Island for the giveaway tonight.
Oh, we should have been doing that at the start.
I know. Schlong Island, just like that. Hashtag Schlong Island if you want to win some shit. I don't know if they'll let us do Schlong Island, if that was Schlong Island Speedway, but I hope they do.
Thing is, they'll take 3 months to tell you no. That's the problem with that.
That's true. They will take
Like-
it'll be sweet ass time.
Actually, I shouldn't say it's 3. I think it's been 2 months. I went and looked up the file because I did that The only record I've got that's still on my PC that I did the application for the Cosme Speedway was the JSON file that I created for the track. And that was dated a certain date. I'm like, okay, well, I would have submitted it the same day. So I'm thinking in my head, it's like been more than 3 months, but it's only really just ticked over 2 months. So like, okay, maybe time just seems like it's traveling a lot faster than what it really is.
Well, you're a busy man. I'm sure your days are just flying.
They do say up to 3 months. So I guess I've got to wait another month to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Schlong Island. I can't. This is one of the greatest days I've ever had in Upland right now. Anyway,
Why?
gosh,
we're going to make your race track happen.
What's that?
Why? Because we're going to make your racetrack happen.
Yes, of course. That's exactly why.
All I seem to do is work for you.
You don't have to. You're just such a giver. You're the big spoon. I'm the little spoon.
Okay.
Would you rather?
Would you
That's
rather
not
what?
Would you rather slam your finger in a door or spoon with Swarley?
I think that's an easy
Door,
decision. I'd
door,
rather slam my
door.
finger in the door.
Yeah. I'd rather slam his finger in the door than spoon with me.
Well, I'll take the spoon. I like being a little spoon. I like being wrapped up. Somebody keeps it nice and warm.
Yeah, I'm cool with the spooning as long as I'm the big spoon. Doesn't matter. It can be male or female.
It doesn't matter. What else we got? We got anything else we want to talk about before we move on? We're pushing 2 hours already. I can't believe it's already been 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I don't know. What else do we need to talk about?
I don't know.
We covered pretty much everything on Ben's show, and I don't think there's been much other than the planes announced since.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ben's show was entertaining. I listened to that while I was at a Magic the Gathering tournament.
That's awesome.
Getting my 10-year-old boy into an expensive hobby.
That's
It
the
is an
thing.
expensive hobby.
Yeah, if my mom hadn't thrown away my original collection from like 1995, I'd be trading cards for houses right now.
Ouch.
The woulda,
That's
coulda,
not-
shoulda.
It's not something I ever got into, but yeah, I'm aware. There's people at work that do it, and they talk about how much it costs. Like, yeah, I don't get it. But
Hey, Elslack, you probably already covered this, but I came in like 45 minutes late because I was at Walmart. How did your fundraiser go?
It went. I have not covered it actually. It went well. I was gonna do it on here, but I'll probably do it later next week or some other day. Anyway, so I raised probably 4 or 5 times more than I did the first time. I got $81 just in USD purchases, which was way the fuck more. That one was like probably 3 times, and then I raised over probably like $400, $500, I think.
Cool.
In
cool.
Extra Life, yeah. So I mean, this is only the second time I've done it, and I know it eventually it'll get bigger and bigger. So I was very happy with how it went down. So
Yeah, dude, $400 is $400. Like,
yeah,
charity dying for money.
yeah. So and every little bit, sorry, I was looking at the chat. Every little bit helps. I think Extra Life raised over like $3 million total. So far.
I was looking. I'd never been on their website until your fundraiser this year. I was looking at the different, games and groups that donate, and yeah, there's some big dollars in there.
Oh yeah, Magic the Gathering is one of the biggest ones, I think.
Yeah, that's like 700. Like one of the groups was like at 700 and something $1,000 is crazy.
Yeah, I think the most a few years back that I ever donated was like $12,000.
Yeah, that's big dollars. I'd rather donate money than pay taxes.
Right, for sure.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
unfortunately, in the fair market, I don't owe any taxes.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I'm looking forward to income tax going away, dude. Can you imagine? My income would go up almost 100% with no income tax.
Oh my, yes. It's fucked. Not having to pay state taxes, state income tax, I would help me tremendously.
Yeah, or no, I'm talking about the federal income tax.
Oh, for both?
Well, I don't think state income tax will go away, but that's
Oh.
pretty mild here in Arizona, like
Yeah.
maybe 0.8%. But federal
really?
tax, some years I'm paying 52% taxes on my money.
Yeah, I pay a lot in federal taxes as well. If they just got rid of federal tax, I'd almost double my income.
Oh well, it's in the cards, bro. It's in the cards.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And if we can get away from tax and overtime, holy shit.
Oh yeah, for state workers, like that overtime, bro. That's like you almost earn more in overtime than you do like regular.
Well, yeah, and then they tax the shit out of it normally.
Mhm.
But if they got away from that, I'd be a happy camper.
What my facility did, so you could kind of get away from taxes on the overtime, was they split. You could opt to split it, so you could take half in cash and half in comp time, and then if you didn't use the comp time at the end of the year, you could cash out your comp time, but it wouldn't be overtime.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, because it just calculates into straight time.
yeah.
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 Even though
We
you're
can
getting
only,
time and a
we
half.
can only accumulate only 80 hours of comp time. So we
Oh.
have a max.
There's an exception to everything. We gave I think we were at 160 hours as our cap.
Mhm.
But if you were you could file for an exception with HR, like if you were planning on taking like a big trip. Like I had an officer that would go to Europe once a year for like 3 months during the summer. And so they'd let her accumulate past the cap for comp time so that she'd have enough time to take 3 months off.
Dang, that's fucking nice.
I know, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't let us do that because if we were going on a trip like that, per the contract, the union contract, you have to have it in vacation time. Now you can use your comp time, but when accumulating or when calculating like your time off on our vacation bidding calendars, it's based off how much vacation time you can accumulate, not vacation and comp. So they wouldn't let us do that.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I remember I took like 4 weeks off to go to Germany and the Greek islands. But right in the middle, like they wouldn't give me like 2 days off, right? So I had to call in from Crete and tell them that that I would never be able to make it to work in time, so I had to call off.
Well, that's technically true.
Yep.
There's no way.
Anyway, I had one of the kids wake up, so I got a boogie. But I'll see you guys in cyberspace.
Absolutely. Hey, man, thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit.
Hey, anytime I'm free, bro.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right.
See you, mate. That's a good one.
What does it say? Hey, Swarley, maybe don't knock that unique build on the Granada track. It's unique after all. You could have it as a special waypoint or something. Just an idea.
Yeah, I'm leaving it to the last minute. I'm not making a decision at the moment, but it's definitely something that it's going to pain me to knock it down. And I think, like I said, I think Caesar might be in the same boat, and obviously he's got less incentive to knock it down than I do.
Yes, he does.
So we'll leave it for now and see how the track unfolds, and if it looks crap that it's still there and not fences or something, we'll address it. But yeah, I don't want to knock it down because I can't rebuild it. If I could just move it to somewhere else and rebuild it, I'd just do that. I wouldn't even if it's an apartment building or something. But
I wonder if
given
there's
that-
any way you could email support and just say, hey, is there any way I can just move this back?
no, because that'll open up floodgate for a lot of people trying to do something similar.
Well, we don't have to tell anybody. We'll just edit this out in post. I'll go back and fuck with the live thing. I'll download it and then resubmit it. It'll be fine.
You never get anything for not asking, so maybe it's worth asking. I don't know, but
You never
I
know. Hey,
can't see it being a thing. But
it's not like you can rebuild unless they'll let you rebuild the unique structure. Maybe you can ask them like, hey, if I do this, you let me rebuild this unique structure?
we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, I mean, it's unique structures have got zero utility anyway. So, I mean, it looks awesome on the track. It looks awesome in the distance coming around because it's towers over even the apartment buildings. It's not something I want to get rid of, and I don't want Caesar to get rid of his either. If there was a workaround, I'd definitely be keen to figure it out and do it. So, moving it, if I'm not sure that it has much movement backwards, from memory, it only just fit in as it was. So, can I make skinnier fences? Yeah, I can. You could like a say a wooden panel fence or something with that would probably fit. But because it's the raceway fences, which has got the concrete barriers and the curved fencing and stuff like that, and for one property, I'm not going through that headache of making something just specifically for one property. It's just I can't see it happening.
Ridiculous. Anyway, well, fuck. I don't know if we got much else to talk about tonight, and it's already 11:10, and we're 2 hours and 20 minutes into this son of a bitch. So let's get some shit away.
Yes, we can do that. What are you giving away, or do you want me to do it?
Well, I'm going to give away, of course, my vulgar teabagger. I was going to grab a pen, but now I can't find one and write it down. So yeah, last chance to get Schlong Island, hashtag Schlong Island in, and I'll do a giveaway here. We got 4 entries.
I'm one of them, but who are the other 3?
Well, I think I'm one of them as well. So we got Level Up
Okay,
Tech.
make it so there's only 2 other people. So let's
And
make a
JP.
deal. If it spins on one of those 2, well, then they just get a prize. If it spins on me, I give them both a prize. If it spins on you, you give them both a prize.
Deal. All right.
So in other words, guys, you're wanting to.
That's for the live, y'all. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm lost on that one too. Yeah. So in other words, you probably want to not win this one.
Yeah, you want one of us to win it.
And I've
All
won
right.
I've won 2 of these draws in like the last week. So I'm like, am I on a hot
You're
streak?
on a roll, man. All right, last 30 seconds. Hashtag Schlong Island to get entered for this giveaway.
Scory, if we did it properly, Scory would have been in on this already as well. So
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm not sure was anyone else in early that couldn't stick around.
LeBan jumped on for a minute too. I don't know where the hell he went.
Yeah,
He's
it's
probably
only
working.
working. Yeah, you got Fast Track, who's
Yeah, Fast Track was on here. Trees was on here, but
you
I
can't
can't-
add people to the wheel, can you?
no. I wish.
Oh, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You got to stick around for all 2 hours and 22 minutes. Or if you want to win some shit. All right. Shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's draw. Who's it going to be? It's going to be me. You both win. You both win. So JP and Level Up Tech, which is, oh gosh,
I do know, and I forget every bloody time.
I know, I can't fucking remember. Level Up Tech, remind me.
And then
You're
when
in
I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, of course. Like, fuck. It's just one of those. I don't know why. I just can never remember it.
All right, let me get out of here. I'm gonna go to Kansas City.
And the band to put his hashtag in.
Oh, just a half
right,
a second
you're right.
too late. Which one is it? Is it this one? No, I'm on Antioch. Is where it's at. It's one of these few properties that I have here in Kansas City.
The band, if you're listening, you can't have a corner for the racetrack. They don't work.
There it is.
So I am rejecting that request.
All right. List my map asset. This we're gonna do. Number 34 is going to go to 1. Level Up Tech. Tell me your in-game name so I can reserve it for you. James TYATT. Okay. That was listed for you.
I like the sound of that. Actually, yeah, I did see your comment about the what do you call it, the Evergreen property too. I did think of that today. I've been so busy lately that I saw that I won something and just didn't get around to following it up.
Ooh, JP's got some cards coming out.
But yeah, that's exciting.
That's super exciting.
I know you boys want me to start creating carts, but I just don't have time to learn a new skill.
Dude, I don't blame you. I was looking at those
Okay.
pajama things, and I
It's
was
probably
like,
not that hard, but
don't
I
think
still
so.
haven't looked at it myself. In fact, I need to do a map asset for Laban, which will be super easy. I just haven't had time.
Yeah.
This race, I was trying to do some UGC today, and this racetrack just took up most of my day.
Yeah. Sorry
But
about
having
that.
said that, we've got a lot of map assets out there and a chunk of the track done, so I'm certainly happy about that.
Damn it, I cannot remember Level Up Tech's in-game name, which pisses me off. Laban, because you put in there, I'll add you to this list as well.
Giveaway.
For 49 for Mr. Laban.
The way you're giving them away, you'll be out of them by the Christmas.
There it is. I don't give them away that often. Just once or maybe twice a week. All right. Well, as soon as Level Up Tech at some point reach out to me and let me know your in-game name, and then I'll reserve one at my showroom at the Vulgar Map Assets. And yeah. And then again, at the first of every month, I'll do my drawing for 5,000. 5,000 UPIX. I just paid out Boyd Earn from this last month. It finally let me send him the 5,000 UPIX. So that was done. And
He's toying with you now.
hey, man, this only hurts you level up, you son of a bitch. Just tell me your in-game name so I can reserve it for you.
And then you'll have to retell him next week and then the week after.
Yeah. Tell me now so I can go to bed. No, I probably won't go to bed for a little while. This rabbit behind me is going nuts. All right,
Let's get off anyway.
Yeah, let's get off here. All right. Well, it's been fun, Swirl. I'm glad to have you back at least for this week. Maybe you can squeeze it in another night next week or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not committing at this stage because I just don't know what my future holds. As I said, I'm pretty busy over the next few weeks or so. Pretty much right up until towards the end of January.
Yeah.
So hopefully mid
You are
to late January, I'm settled down and things might get to sort of normal. And then I might have plenty of time. But up until then, I think, yeah, I can't commit, but I'll try and tune in if I can. Yeah, we'll see how things unfold. But yeah.
Yep. Well, it was good to hang out with you at least for tonight. And if you're not with us next week, then I think I'll recruit some.
Well, hopefully,
happy. And
Happy's
else
been doing a fantastic job, so I hope he sticks to it. And even if I do come back regularly, I hope he sticks around. He's been brilliant.
I told him.
So
I said,
I like
please.
getting, even if I don't agree with everything he says, I like getting different perspectives. No one's
Oh,
always
yeah.
right, so I like people having different opinions on how things work or what they think's going to happen.
No, he's good to chat with. We get lost in conversation all the last times we've been doing the show. I was like, oh, man.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's fun though. Anyway, yeah, let's do this thing. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll check you next week on the Neutral Zone. Later.
Say, Babel.